Not me. The podcast followed you. The fuck?
All right, welcome everybody. Hayden Jeremy's hanging out in the chat tonight. What's going on, bud? We are going to get ready to start our session 8 of our DayTrippers campaign. This is an unusual campaign by DayTrippers estimation. We rarely leave the planet. We've been tied up like in a fairly dark, not railroady, because that's not the way it's being run, but a very a linear storyline we have going on. Which, very focused. It's just been a ton of fun.
Like
But is probably not indicative of DayTrippers overall, but still a ton of fun, and this is a great game that we're playing. I'll give you a brief recap to session 7. So we wound up with new identities in, I think it was at the Bachelor's Arms, maybe, unless that's a fandable name that
It's the Anxious Arms.
Anxious Arms, okay. And Nash hit the bottle pretty hard. His secret of his guilt and his promotion came out and Reggie was trying to comfort him. We'd found out that Chip was maybe over the worst of it and was being sent to the Coral
Gardens.
The Coral Gardens. Okay, we're going to edit all this together, make it sound reasonable, which was actually a place where the criminally insane Todd happened to throw in. So things don't look great for Chip.
No, that's
well. I should throw the word wealthy in front of that. The wealthy criminally insane.
Okay, that's a little better. Is it?
Well, criminally insane with endless resources and influence and
like the Arkham of the DayTrippers world. I don't know. Like,
I like it.
We got a call from Bento. He had an idea to get us into Somnambula Inc. We went on a little bit of a recon mission with Rogers, who was a very enthusiastic, not so much a field member of Dark Matter. But so he was able to release some drones while we were in. It was we went in on a press junket as they were rolling out a new Dream Deck model or some such thing. So he released a couple of drones, mapped the place out. Nash was able to sneak upstairs and looks like he found Susie, possibly, we think. And then he was found out and accosted in the hallway, and they made a break for it and ran like hell. Nash, being as paranoid as he is, they grabbed their shit from the hotel and they headed out to the park. They've got the cat Jasper with them, and they're on. Nash made a call to Bento to find out what the next step is, and then we pick it up from there.
Yeah, pretty much.
So ring, ring, ring.
That's pretty much it. Okay, well, Bento comes on. He sounds a little bit tense. He's like, you guys are all right, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I understand it. Those identities have been blown.
Yeah, I think we're burned pretty good. They
Hi, Bento.
Reggie says hi, but he's like waving his hand at Reggie to be quiet. Yeah, we made it in. Rogers released the drones. He was able, I assume, to get a good layout from that. I found Susie. Let me tell you, how secure are these phones? I mean, maybe this is things we should discuss in person.
He simply looks at you.
So, out of character, would Nash know whether or not, like if I pick up my cell phone and I call John right now, not that anybody's listening, but there's a potential to be listening. Right. As paranoid as Nash is, does he think that potentially that could be listened in on? Like, I'm sure he's probably on a secure phone, but Like, out of character.
Okay. So even the governmental agencies and covert intelligence operations that do this have a hard time pinpointing a moving person unless they already know that person's IP. And I don't think you can. I don't think there's any reason to assume that Somnambula has your IP.
Sure.
Or in this world, we call it your NIN, your node identification number.
Right. I was thinking more of like just a recording.
There is, of course, a chance that someone could slip a virus onto your device that activates systems you're not aware of. But if you haven't done anything particular with your device.
And they're brand new. Like, we haven't even really used them. So
they are, in fact, pretty much brand new. Yeah.
Okay. So Bento looks at me, and I just like kind of nod my head, and I'm like, in the room next to where I believe Susie is being held, there were clones of a guy. I couldn't get a real good look, but I mean, it was a room full of clones. I mean, I guess it's not really germane to what's going on, but it was surprising at best.
I have no idea what to make of the clone story, and I would wish to stay on the path we're pursuing.
Yes.
At least for the time being. I'll tell you what. We're going to have to prepare some new identities for you guys. Take the rest of the day off. Come into the offices tomorrow. We'll get you set up.
All right. That sounds good. I mean, the identities are burned, I guess, as far as, I mean, he's got some solid security behind him. We can hole up in a place tonight. We'll pay cash. And yeah, we'll meet you tomorrow. How long do you think it'll be before you get the results on the mapping from the drones?
I'm looking at the output of Roger's drone maps currently. We can see where most of the security measures have been taken, and where, at least on a normal day, the average patrol seems to be hanging out. What we don't have, frankly, is any clear-cut target for us. There's no one place where tactically or logically we see a reason to go in with a full team. As you stated already, your evidence regarding Susie is uncertain. And although keeping a room full of clones might be strange, I'll grant you, it has nothing to do with the problem at hand. However, let's discuss this tomorrow when you're in at the office. Yeah,
he sees my face start to darken, like he doesn't like jump all over his shit, and like in that hesitation, like Nash is gonna say something, and he says just come in tomorrow, and like he kind of relaxes a little bit. He says, all right. He kind of puts his hand over the phone. He says, Reggie, we're gonna meet tomorrow. We'll have to find a place tonight.
It's lovely. Okay, we'll have to find a new place. All right, good. I'll stop packing up.
All right, so he gets back on with Bento, and he says, all right, we'll meet you tomorrow, 7 o'clock?
9 will be fine. Tomorrow's Monday, normal working hours.
All right, fair enough. We'll get a good breakfast, and we'll see you at 9 tomorrow.
Yes, I believe you've got all the bases covered. Don't use the cards for right now, although the chances of Somnambula having a track on your credit profiles is slim at best. Let's try to stay off the grid, and I'll see you in the morning.
All right, sounds good. So he hangs up with him, sticks the phone in his pocket, says, we gotta find a place to crash for tonight. I suggest maybe we go back to that bar where Rogers is at.
The Rebel Yell.
Oh, I see. Yes, I understand perfectly. That'd be a nice spot to go to, sure.
I mean, Yeah, we've got a ditch cat, and I mean not ditch cat. And he looks down at the cat and he like sticks his fingers through the bars. We're not ditching you, buddy. You know. And
okay, I need a refresher. What time of day was it when we left you guys? It was daytime because you're in the park.
yeah, it was early because I think the press junket was like at 9-ish. Like it was in the morning.
Okay,
right?
so early afternoon perhaps.
Couple hours. Yeah, it's probably like maybe noon-ish.
All right.
Yeah, because
Just
like
for continuity's sake, you know.
yeah, well, because Roger's was like, yeah, I'm going to the bar. Are you coming? And it's like, oh, it's kind of it's a little early. I guess maybe pull the PDA back out and then like search our area and see if there's a place that's like super close by, so we don't have to like drag all of our shit through town. And then, you know, I think Nash would want to head to the bank and then withdraw all of his personal cash to like jump back on the grid for a moment and then, you know, grab his. So he's liquid, right?
Under your original name.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think with the new identity, I think he had like 4 megas or something like that, which, I mean, I guess if that's enough to get us another hotel room and, you know, dinner and, you know, whatever, he would do that. But
oh, that's enough to get you a hotel room with room service for a year. Yeah.
oh shit. Okay. All right. All right. So he wouldn't bother then.
Nash, I just have to say, I admire your balls. Bento says, stay off the grid, and the first thing you do is just blast yourself directly onto the grid. I'm on board. Let's do this.
Well, but no, I mean, if they're looking for the new identity, like they're not going to expect me to pop up, right? I mean, like who knows how much? I mean, fucking guys, like they tried to kill me in my own house, right? So like, who knows what they're capable of doing? Like, I mean, you know, obviously don't have a tracker on us, but I mean, you know, shit.
Well, that depends. Fitch is alive, right? What if Fitch is now the head of Somnambula?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, the news says that he's alive, right? So, I mean, I guess that's good, but I mean, who knows? You know, they could just be trying to pin some shit on him and they don't want to come up with a body, you know? So, like, he's out in the wild, you know?
Yeah.
Fitch as the head of Somnambula sounds like fanfic to me.
Reggie puts a notebook and he sort of like hides it behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about.
So is there a place that's like right within like a block or two so they're not dragging this crap all over?
Yeah, why the hell not? You're in beautiful Sacramento, California.
I imagine there's probably like we have storage unit facilities nowadays. Maybe there's storage units for smaller items. Maybe we can stash the stuff there. Like it's not a whole storage unit, but it's like a storage locker.
Actually, there are lockers here at David Foster Wallace Park.
But we have a cat, man. I mean, we can't put Jasper in a fucking locker, man. Like we need a room. We'll let him stretch his legs.
I'm sorry, we can't. We can't put Jasper in a locker. No,
that's not cool.
I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Well, we can probably bring him. Can we bring him along?
I guess we could, but I don't want to drag the cattle. Look, let's find a place to stash all of our stuff, right?
Let me hold him. Let me hold him in my pocket. I'll put him in my pocket.
No, we're not gonna
zip him up in my jacket. Let his little head come out the top. Look around.
He starts to walk away, like he's following the map on the phone to the
no good. All right. And Reggie grabs the bags and catches up.
Okay, when it comes to making a large withdrawal, that might actually flag someone's attention, not necessarily Somnambulist, but depending on your relationship with your banker, which is probably not of the VIP variety.
Yeah.
If you take out more than 5 megs, they're going to flag you.
Well, so if what we had with the new identities was enough, then he wouldn't do that. He would just go straight to the hotel. Like if we have enough to cover what we need to cover, then I wouldn't have bothered.
Oh yeah, you've got accounts with some serious money in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he wouldn't go to the bank, but they would just go like to the closest, hotel, motel, place they can hold up, put the cat, leave the guns, all that kind of stuff. They put the do not disturb sign on the door.
Okay, so you guys are at the Motel 17.
Okay. So, go in like, hey, we need a room, 2 beds. Should just be for tonight. Don't need anything special.
You're actually talking to an automated room booking system. There's nothing spectacular about the Motel 17. It costs 17 credits per bed. There are two bed units available. You run your card through, and an automated voice, some digital smiles at you.
Okay. You think it would be better to use
line on the screen shows you the route to your room.
Okay. So would it be better, do you think, out of character to use our regular IDs? Actually, why don't you pay for it? Right? Because you're technically off the grid completely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will do it.
Okay.
Right.
Here you go. Here's the money, Mr. Bot.
It's 34 credits. This is the kind of expense that we hand wave in DayTrippers. As long as you've got at least 1 mega, we don't worry about the little shit.
I got 16 megas.
All right.
So we go to the room. He lets the cat out.
But basically, I think of a mega as like $100,000. It's like it can buy you an amazing car or a piece of shit house. Right?
Nice. Okay. Oh shit. Got some cash. Nash.
Yeah, of course, you live in a world. Where the burger combo meal costs $50. So there's that.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Inflation and all that.
Right. I don't think you had a pistol at one point. I think I only have the rifle.
I have an Uzi. It's an Uzi.
Okay. All right.
Now I had to look up exactly what an Uzi looks like, so now I know. And it's big, but it's not that big.
It's one of the smaller semi-automatic machine guns.
I was trying to get a gun that I would be able to use my full +2 long gun skill, and that's what I got.
Well, we could talk to Bento about that. I'm sure he could probably hook us up with something.
Oh, it's actually tricky whether the Uzi is a long gun or not. But since it does have a stock, I decided it is. Although in action movies, you see guys using them one-handed. Yeah. I believe it's actually designed to be used two-handed.
Yeah, it has like the wire stock. Foldable. Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of envision Reggie like flipping open the stock whenever he's going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a micro machine gun.
Mm.
Yeah. So
I will like to get some sort of a longer range rifle. Yeah, it's going to feel good in the hands. Mm.
But so we should probably try to stash the guns in here, like bags. We'll put the do not disturb sign on. We don't let get the cat get let out or anything.
Sure.
Yeah. And we should go try to find Rogers and just chat him up a little bit. He might be a couple sheets to the wind now. He might be the talky sort when he's drinking.
Loose lips and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a good morning. I'm sure he was all
excited when he left us. he was looking to tie one on. Yeah, let's go find him. Get him up.
All right, so they secure the room up and then just head over and see if they can't find Rogers at the Rebel Yell. If it's too far, they'll take a cab, I guess. If it's within walking distance, it'd probably be better to walk.
One sec. Okay, Rogers is at the Rebel Yell. He's in the back, and he's talking to what appears to be one of Sacramento's beautiful streetwalkers.
Nash looks at Reggie. He looks over at him, and he kind of shrugs, and he's like, "I don't know. What do you think? We save him from a poor transaction, or what?"
I think I'd like to see where this goes, quite frankly.
I don't know. We don't want to lose him, though, right? I mean,
maybe we give him a minute. Yeah, it's fine. You know what? It's true. Then let's sort of go over and just kind of like loom around and see what happens.
All right, so they make their way towards the back, kind of keeping an eye on those two. Try to get a read of body language, like if it looks like he's being, successful. I mean, if it's just strictly a monetary transaction, I mean, like I guess it's a done deal if he wants to go. But
okay, well, it does look like he's being successful, and he is completely focused on her. Doesn't notice you gentlemen at all.
So as they get a little bit closer, he's like, "What do you think? We just sit down?"
Yeah, of course. I think that's a good idea. Let's just sidle up and see if he notices. And if he tries to get up, we're going to grab him.
So Nash just like walks up to the table, pulls out a chair, spins it around, and sits on it backwards, and is like, "We decided we'd grab that drink with you after all."
He looks a little surprised, as does his companion. And he says, "Gentlemen, yeah, I thought you were having a nap or something."
We had to square away a couple of things, but yeah, we're out and about for the rest of the day.
He looks a little bit flustered, and the girl is looking at him. He looks back at her, and he shrugs, and she walks away in a little bit of a huff.
Friend of yours?
Doesn't matter. There's always another one.
Reggie sits down on the other side of him and claps him on the back. "So what are you drinking? What are we drinking?"
I like a dark microbrew myself. They make it right here in town.
A man after my own heart. Let's do it. 2 microbrews of the darkest variety. He says to no one in particular.
There's probably like an order.
Yeah, it's the label is called Howling Pig.
Oh, I like the Howling Pig.
So you go to order those two, and then Nash looks at you, and he gets a little bit of a pained look, and he's like, "Punch me in a coffee."
What kind of coffee are you punching?
Black. I hear there's a new brew in town. It's Bird's Coffee. I heard it was pretty good. Why don't you see if they have that on there?
Sounds like a legendary brew, if you ask me.
Yeah, actually, since you said you sat at a table, there's a little hovering menu in the middle of the table. All you have to do is speak into it.
We did it.
Right. This is I guess he like bats it to make it spin, kind of like running his finger through it real quick, and he's like, Bird's Coffee?
The camera zooms right in on Bird's Coffee. As you get to it.
Cha-ching!
And Reggie just, "That's some good shit."
All right, a bot will be out with your coffee very soon, as well as your microbrews.
A coffee bot?
Oh yeah, this place is totally automated. You didn't notice?
Man.
There's no bartenders.
Do you think the coffee bot cooks the coffee in a coffee pot?
I would imagine, yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So, what made you guys change your mind? You got any new information?
No, we didn't want to leave you hanging. We wanted to check on a couple of things, and then, we figured, what the hell, come out and, spend the day.
Okay, well, by the way, he looks like he's loosened up. He's loosened his tie, but he's not drunk.
Yeah. Oh, it was a hell of a mission, huh?
It was pretty good. I haven't been in the field for a while, so I want to thank you guys for giving me an excuse of some kind, right? I'm trained as a martial artist, and I'm not bad with a gun, but I spend most of my time behind the desk,
Oh, why is that? What the hell did he get you out there? You seem like you're capable.
You're very capable. You should definitely be requesting missions like that all the time.
Well, we're undergoing some reorganization now that Bento has stepped in as Chief Tactical Officer. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to end up, but they needed my big brain behind the desk, so that's where I parked my big brain. It was fun, though, and if I know Bento, he's going to hook you up with some of our best people. So he's a good man to work for. Whether I end up working with you again or not, I definitely enjoyed it.
Well, we could really use those drones again, I'll tell you. Yeah? Hey, let me ask you a question real quick. Who ran Dark Matter before Bento stepped in?
The company has actually existed for years, but Bento was recently hired on as Chief Tactical Officer. He mustered out and had been recommended by apparently someone on the board. He came with the highest recommendations, and he was vetted almost immediately. In fact, I believe it's only been about a month since Bento came in, and already we're reorganizing everything to suit his idea of command. Now, I've got nothing against the man. In fact, I would trust him with my life as much as he would trust me with his. So I've seen what he's capable of. I'm just saying that things are changed really fast around here at Dark Matter in the last month, and it all comes down to Bento, who's been given pretty blank check, if you ask me.
Any idea why?
Like I said, he came highly recommended. The board makes its decisions based on information that is way above my pay grade. But whatever it is that Bento is capable of bringing in, they're giving him as much rope as he can take. So far, he's taken it. He's actually shaking things up around here.
Well,
Next thing he wants to get us involved in, check this out. This will be up your alley.
Oh.
Slip space.
Oh, go on.
Really?
Well, it's the one area that they haven't completely dominated so far. When it comes to tactical, guerrilla, jungle terrain, security details, Dark Matter is a big name, but we haven't got a single slip ship in our fleet. We have so far never done any jobs off Earth, and that's where all the money is.
Yeah, we've done a little bit of that. It's could be a real brain bender, I'll tell you.
Like I said, that's where all the money is. The rarer a thing is, the more intrinsic value it has. And what could be more rare than retrieving items from far-flung universes that no one knew about a day before? Tell you. And by the way, you guys are working into your ales as he's talking. He's getting looser lipped as he goes. I tell you, once we heard some of the money that was being made, we realized we needed to up our game. And Bento apparently planning on making that happen. So he was brought in, shake things up. I have a feeling that's why you guys were fast-tracked to the inner circle so quick. I mean, Bento doesn't usually take a personal regard for new recruits.
Well, we have a little bit of a history, that's for sure. He already knew about us.
Well, he knew about you.
Right, yes.
Well, I would use that, buddy. Don't lose that. You got something valuable there if Bento will go to the wall for you.
Now, you said they don't have one slip ship?
No. That Marduk was taken out on a rental.
Well, couldn't they just buy a ship? I mean, man, government contracts, they got to be swimming in dough.
It's not a matter of the ship, you guys. You need the crew. That's what you're here for.
Yeah, well, like I said, we do have some experience with that.
Every day you've got Scylla Sardassian taking her big, rich ass off to some other dimension or planet. You think those shows don't use security details? There's gigantic money there. Every day there's some scout bot finding a new node where diamonds rain from the sky or oceans of petroleum exist just waiting to be sucked up. Shifting color fabric textiles are found for nothing because the people there have never seen money before. I mean, you name it. It's out there. That's where dark matter needs to be.
This is something that you think that Bento is interested in? Plundering other civilizations?
Well, that's the beautiful thing. We don't do the plundering. We just guard the people who are doing the plundering.
Reggie goes quiet for a little bit.
Nash gets a pained look on his face.
Reggie takes a big sip of his... What was the brew called again?
Oh, it was a Howling Pig.
Takes a big sip of the Howling Pig. Which could also be a euphemism.
Bento better be careful. They give him a lot of rope. You know what happens when you get too much rope.
Well, there are people who've been waiting for that to happen. But I think give the man a chance. I mean, he's brought you two guys on board.
Well, we have a transaction that still needs to be completed before he gets my full support.
Is that right? Because I hear he's planning on introducing you to your team.
He looks at Reggie, like his eyes flick to Reggie. Yeah.
What team?
Well, it's just a matter of standard security detail. We all break up into squads of 6. There will be 4 additional members on your team. And not all people are mandatory for all missions, but you undergo training together and you learn to work together as a unit.
Are you on this team?
I'm not privy to that information. That's why I said whether I work with you or not. I sure would like to. But again, it all depends on what Bento has planned.
Now that we're drinking a little bit, you did seem quite excited at the way things sort of ended up yesterday, or earlier today. What's that all about?
Oh, you definitely got some blood pumping, I mean, you guys came along. Bento's here to shake up dark matter. Well, you guys are shaking Bento up. Right? Since you came on board like three days ago, you weren't even on my radar. Since then, I've rushed you to Diaspora Ranch, been involved in some sort of drug overdose, and then got sent out on a raid undercover.
Allegedly.
This has been the most excitement I've had in the last year.
All right. He slaps him on his back again. This is going to be great. If you like that, where do you see us in a shit out of character? I've forgotten the name of a... Where do we go? The slip space? We go to a Dream World? It's called something, isn't it?
We've been to 2 Dream Worlds, Arette, and then we were at Susie's Dream World.
So which is Dream Worlds?
So far, for us. There are other things, but that's where we've been.
Okay, so, yeah, okay, all right. Oh, if you think that was something, wait till we get out into slip space. You're going to love it there. Right, Nash?
You know what? It's a dream of mine. I hope I get to serve on one of your missions sometime. Oh, I need another beer.
All right.
Yeah, if you don't do it, I'll do it.
All right. Reggie does it. He's going to get another one, too.
Well,
you just tell me if I need to
subtract any megas. Pretty warm. Yeah. You guys are starting to feel pretty warm and fuzzy.
Oh, it's good. While. The times are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of martial arts do you do? We should spar sometime, Rogers. Training and such.
I'll show you something right now.
Let's do it. Let's get up here. He gets up and pushes it. Come on,
Right.
hey, move this table. This is a.
He seems to be doing a pastiche of a couple different programs, and he's really quite wobbly. But he definitely you could tell from his moves that he is in practice.
All right. That's good. That's very good. I like it. Well, we're gonna have to when we start training, and I'm gonna actually speak to Bento.
If you guys start moving around each other, he gets a little more rough, right? And he starts making some close, right?
That's a good one, yeah.
And you're bumping the tables, but it's good that the tables have like padded foam around them, and they sort of hover out of distance. You know?
We're knocking people's tables out.
You're knocking the tables, and they're sort of floating away from you. Yeah.
And Nash stands up when it starts to get out of control, and he like looks at the people behind him. He's like, "It's like I'll get it." I'm like, "Hey guys, let's it's fine. Bring it in."
Yeah, Nash has noticed that all of the cameras have turned to face you.
Rogers, I think Nash wants to join in. One on one.
But now let's bring it in. Let's bring it in. And he's kind of like he flicks his eyes up to the camera that's like directly across from him, and he kind of like sits down a little bit.
Huddle up. All right.
We might outstayed our welcome here. We look to be drawing a little bit of a crowd, guys. If you want to, like, maybe we could find another place to go.
Where are we going next? What else is around here? It's a night out.
It is Sunday afternoon, and I was actually planning a little entertainment of my own when you guys walked in.
Oh, my bad. That's totally my bad. I saw you there, and I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, oh, no.
You can do better. Come on. Let's go to a nice joint and see what's going on over there.
All right, so Reggie wants to do a pub crawl, and on a Sunday afternoon, and Nash is a recovering alcoholic.
He's been good so far. He's had coffee and water.
Bird's coffee.
Bird's coffee. Yeah.
Legendary brew.
Okay, well. Do we want to role play the pub call with Rogers?
No, we can just drink it.
Yeah,
either that or Nash can put a stop to it.
Well, so what do you think? We were at the Rebel Yell for probably what, a couple hours, maybe 2-3 hours?
Yeah.
Sure.
So maybe, if it's getting later, Nash is like, hey, why don't we, there's a good steak place down around the corner. Why don't we go get something to eat? We can talk about shit and, the mission.
Oh, steak sounds very nice right now.
He just rolls dice. I don't like it.
No, all the dice rolling.
Because you're hanging out, and we got to see if anything happens.
Yeah, so so Nash would steer those guys to like a steak joint that's kind of like maybe 2 or 3 blocks over.
A little bit safer environment.
A little bit safer. As he relaxes, I don't want to say he starts drinking, but I don't know. With the other two being inebriated, I'd say he probably doesn't. He's probably still got. I don't know. Should I roll for it? I mean, we should probably roll for it. I don't know.
I was just going to suggest that might be the way to handle this.
Yeah. All right. What do we want to roll?
Okay, so, I'm going to say for you right now, it's difficult, which is difficulty level 4. This will be a psyche roll.
Okay,
so
makes sense.
You want to beat 4 with one of those psyche dice.
All right. Do we want to add the psychology, or is that not gonna? Is he like tries to maybe talk himself out of it? Or?
Yeah, I will give you that. You try to talk. Yeah.
Okay. No, I rolled a pair of 2s, so 3.
You're getting drunk.
Oh, damn it.
So they settle in. They bring out these nice big steaks, and he's like, "Oh man, it's fucking water." bring out a bottle of, some really good whiskey.
Nash gets bottle service at the next joint.
He does. Yeah.
Shit.
I don't know if I kind of feel like maybe he would get up and no, I guess not. Yeah, he just orders at the table.
Reggie's gonna feel like absolute shit about this.
All right, so we're gonna do a montage, right?
Yeah.
You guys just sort of like bonding and drinking and swapping war stories. You get to hear about some of the details that Rogers has been on. They've mostly been guarding celebrities and politicians at public events.
Boring.
So, well, it's not military level exciting, but
yeah,
he has
slip space glamorous.
he has met a lot of famous people, and he can tell you some embarrassing stories about a few of them. So
nice.
That's what he's got. You of course can top his stories with your crazy underwear, drug inspired jungle madness.
Thanks, Fitch. Or Vince. Yeah, remember that time. And like Rogers, he doesn't remember the time. Remember the time it was in the middle of the woods. It was jungle, and I just took it all off, and I put the grease on, and I jumped up, and nobody really knew what to do. Y'all were able to sneak around in the back, and you remember that? It was the best. That was a good time.
But the story all night long, the story that blows Rogers away the most is the story of Reggie's tidal wave of urine on the planet Arret.
Oh, you talk about slip space, Rogers. When we go into someone's dream world, I'm going to show you a couple of things, and it's gonna blow your mind. Blow it up. You're gonna blow up your mind, Rogers.
This leads into a whole conversation about lucid dreaming, because Rogers is like fascinated but doesn't know shit about it.
And that's one of my life shapers now, determined to uncover the secrets of lucid dreaming.
Plus, you're buzzed, so you're probably talking nonstop about it. So the rest of the night turns into a lecture about lucid dreaming.
Oh yeah, I tell him it all, and then I also try to do it. I said, let's just take an instance. I'm going to
How do you know we're not dreaming right now?
You don't. You just never know, Rogers. Look at this glass of water. Now, if we're dreaming, I want you to imagine that I'm going to make it explode up into the air, and then we're all going to ride the wave out of here. It's going to be amazing.
And he can do it too. He took the urine and it made the wave. I was trying to go to the pit, and
You're
the
not
fucking
speaking right. It came over. That's right. Now he's right. And Reggie stabilizes Nash at the table. He did. The wave of piss washed us all to safety.
So it was a piss. This is terrible. I was all covered in this piss. It was all over my pants. This is terrible. It smelled like.
But
it's not as bad as the cat pee, because I cleaned the box of the cat pee, and the cat pee smells really bad.
It wasn't cat pee.
Because it was people pee. This is the other pee, because it didn't smell as much.
People pee is pure, and it's sterile. Also, in a way, her name was Joan, right? Joan.
Whose name is Joan?
The girl.
Yeah,
the woman. Yeah. Well, in a way, she saved us because it was her piss.
It was.
So she saved us.
It's a wave of random lady piss.
There's no one around us. They've all moved away. They've back.
Like the whole side of the restaurant is empty.
God damn it.
Yeah, and of course the one guy who shouldn't be drinking, he's the drunkest one of all.
Oh yeah.
Well, I caught up really quick. It's gonna hurt in the morning.
Yeah, you guys are slamming beers and you're eating those giant fried onions they have.
Boy. So that's another reason why people have backed away. The breath, we're all just breathing.
But nobody wants to approach you though, because you all have military haircuts and
clearly. Yeah. Oh yeah. Reggie's just has a shaved bald head and a big bushy beard. He doesn't look. He looks He looks very unapproachable.
Nice. And so I guess that goes on for like a good part of the night then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At least until Nash just collapses on the table, just his head just.
Yeah. He goes to grab like the last. There's like a fourth of the bottle left, and he goes to grab it and like pushes it over, and then just like drops on the table.
Rogers, look it! Oh shit! You know, should probably call it a night because the godlike GM figure is looking into a book and grabbing some dice.
And then he just hear.
There he goes, nighty night. Oh boy.
You guys are going to have to call a car to get you out of here and back to your Motel 17. By the time the night is over, you have thoroughly bonded with Tom Rogers.
I love it.
You've heard some of each other's most excruciating stories, and you feel like this guy. Before you were wondering, whether he was playing you or not. Now that you've seen him drunk and bonded with him, you're actually quite sure he's telling you the truth. He is an adrenaline junkie, but his recent assignments don't give him much opportunity for it. He honestly likes you guys.
And we have Nash, like we're outside and Nash is sort of like leaned up against a wall, and Reggie has his arm like around Roger's shoulders, and maybe Rogers has his arm back around Reggie's shoulders, like, Rogers, we've had a very good night, and I think this is going to be great. And if you're not on my team, it pokes him in the chest. If you're not on our team, I'm going to tell Bento that I refuse to do anything for Dark Matter unless you are on our team.
Yeah. And Roger says something, equally incomprehensible, like, that's why you're always there for me, man.
Always there for you.
You're always there for me.
I'm never going to leave you. And Nash is asleep on the sidewalk.
He slowly just like slid down the wall.
So there's this like, I don't know, what is it called? A tableau of like two crying men hugging each other with an unconscious man on the ground waiting for the car to come.
The car comes up and you're glad that it's hovering because Nash's legs are just out in the street.
He would have his legs run right over if there was wheels on that car.
And Tom thinks this is hysterical. He's like, "You're right. We'll call you no legs, no legs Tekak."
That was his name. Stefan Tekak. Step on the cock. Yeah, it's
no legs.
Never want to step on a cock. You know what I'm saying?
Nash like shudders, like just like convulses while that's all going on. Like he
involuntary response to Reggie's stupid jokes and can't even being shit faced. It's
Roger's eyes open wide and he gets in Nash's face and he's like, "You guys, you have no names right now."
And then, like he like snaps to, and he's like, "What? Who's the other name?
Who are we?
We're gonna call you No Legs." And
he grabs his collar. He's like, "Oh my god, what happened to my legs? Oh fuck!" And he like looks down and like brings his foot up, and he kind of like has one, like he's gripping one part of his shirt, and he's like feeling his leg. He's like, "No, I have my legs right here."
Yes, they were run over by a car. We couldn't help it. We couldn't stop it. This is.
And the car is sitting there with a little green light going bing, like every 30 seconds. Bing.
Yeah.
Bing.
Oh shit! I think that means that we're being charged for every minute we're not in that car. Reggie will pick Nash up and throw him in the car. Let's go, Nash. You know legs.
Back to the motel. Rogers calls for a car of his own. The last thing he says to you as you guys are pulling off, he's like, "You're always there for me, man.
And we're never gonna leave you. Are you all right? Are you all right?
I'm good.
Are you good?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
I am
All right.
good.
I'm gonna believe you this time. I'm gonna believe you. All right. We'll see you." She gets in the car. God damn it.
As you get in, you hear the window go down on the other side, and
That's good. Let it all out. Let it out. Let it out. We will not be paying for any cleaning of your vehicle.
Well, it's probably automated, right?
Yeah, it is automated. You actually you hear the exterior cleaning system come on immediately. You have to pull yourself back in or you'll get sprayed in the face.
Watch out for that automated cleaning system. Take the skin.
I don't.
Right,
you pull me in?
Oh, yeah, I pull you right in. That's going to take the skin right off your face.
That's right. A sheet of water pours down the side of the car.
Oh, God.
Off you go. You're back to your motel. You hang out at night. Is there anything you need to discuss or plan or get ready for?
I don't think Nash is capable of that.
I don't think that. Yeah, I think it's just like he passes out on the couch and Reggie sits down, and then like reality of what just happened starts to hit him, and it like now he's like upset drunk that Nash is the way he is. Because he knows about the alcoholism and whatnot. So like, oh, fuck. That's not going to be good in the morning. Shit.
You look over, and he's like all fucking sprawled out, and the cat is like laying in his shoulder and neck area. So he's going to have a hell of a crick in his neck when he gets up in the morning.
Yeah, okay. So John Beta, give me a psyche roll. Beat 4.
I would love to. No skills or straight psyche?
Do you have psychology skill?
I do not. I roll a 5. 5 is my highest.
Okay, so you were able to resist the urge to escape the situation by popping some nappy right now. Because you realize that would probably leave you still groggy in the morning and you got to meet Bento.
Yes, that's not going to work. Yeah, so he looks at it. He takes a look at his. I don't know how he takes it. How would he take nappy? I just don't know the form that it's in.
It's
short.
You know what? Let's roll it because I never decided. It is not snorted.
Neither did I. I never.
It actually is a time release capsule.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he takes a look at the bottle that he has, and he just looks at it, shakes it a couple times, and then goes, No. Work in the morning.
One drug at a time.
Yeah, one drug at a time.
Okay. It's the next morning. You guys both feel kind of hungover. Nash feels really guilty on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And Reggie feels guilty for allowing Nash to feel guilty.
You look over, and he's kind of like up, elbows on knees, kind of like bent over. The cat's sitting like right on his back. And he's like, "Oh, what the fuck happened yesterday? Holy shit."
Reggie, he brings over like a trash basket and puts it like between his legs, like underneath his face. And so as your friend, I want to apologize for allowing things to get out of hand.
What did you do? What did I do? Oh, shut up. Stop yelling. Fuck.
I'm sorry. I wanted to just say I take full responsibility for allowing you to get drunk, to drink.
Oh, fuck. I was drinking coffee, right? I was drinking that fucking Bird's coffee.
Right, that Bird's coffee, that's just delicious. It's legendary, if you know what I mean. Anyway, is that you started ordering drinks and I lost track of you because I lost track of myself. It's inexcusable and I need to be better.
No, I shouldn't. Oh, God damn it.
No, you're not in this alone. You're not in this alone. It's about 11:30 in the morning. Wait. Oh, no!
Yeah, you know what? I'm going with that. You guys slipped right past your meeting.
Oh, fuck. We were supposed to meet Bento at 9. That's not going to look good. Fuck me. Shit. You call him. I'm not calling him.
He expects it. He expects it of us. Don't worry. Damn it. Why do I... It's not the first time it's happened where I said something and you've just been like, nope, that's it. Ah, shit. All right, I'll go ahead and shit. This is usually your thing. I'm not going to be able to. All right, I'll call him. I'll see what he says.
I have to get a fucking shower.
Yeah, I know we fucked this one up.
God damn it.
All right, let me let me just hold on. Let me get my thoughts in order here for a second. All right, Bento. We talked with Rogers. What did he say? Something about they want to do slip space. Or I think I can leverage that. All right. Okay, let's do it. All right. Where's your phone?
I'm in the shower.
Holy shit, that man can get into the shower quick. All right. I'll just use my phone. He calls Bento on his phone. God damn it.
I'm glad I can't hear your internal monologue right now.
Well, me personally.
Do you have any skills you want to use at this point? Do you have anything that might be useful?
No.
Wait, me?
Yeah, like rhetoric or fast talking or
psychology, even nothing.
Uh,
How about Reggie tries to lucid dream? No, I got
tried
nothing.
that last night. That didn't work.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't have anything to sort of to smooth this over, except for the half-assed last-minute plan to try to leverage their competence in slip space against any sort of anger that Bento is going to throw at him.
Oh, I'm so glad I don't know that. I was going to say you should leverage your past. Like, he knows you, he likes you.
Well, I think that Reggie would have just naturally, but he feels like he needed something else. Like it's not going to be enough this time. He already say he pulled me out of the gutter, career wise, and we fucked it up again because of a stupid thing that the player who runs my sheet said. All right, he calls Bento.
Oh, it's nice of you to contact me. To what do I owe this pleasure?
And then immediately Reggie thinks, wait, maybe he missed the meeting too. I just wanted to call and say how you were doing.
All right, Carlisle. I've got the report from Rogers. I understand that you were out drinking last night. But really, when we call a meeting, we expect you to be here. I've got 4 personnel who've been waiting to meet you for an hour and a half. Can you please show up on time?
Well, it's 11:30. We can't really show up on time anymore.
Let me rephrase myself. Can you please make it standard operating procedure to show up on time?
Yes, we can. And
well,
I must say, in our own defense, I would like to just point out that I view last night as team building, as I would hope you would see how well Rogers works with Nash and I, and would assign him to our team. Does that work? Team building? Team building defense? Morale. You like morale, Bento.
You know, Reggie, I appreciate your sense of humor. And I do see some value in your argument. But I'll tell you now, Tom Rogers will not be on your team.
That's bullshit. I mean, that's all right. I completely understand. May I ask why?
I need Rogers right now during the transition. He's the only one that knows enough personnel and their specialties to serve in a dispatch capacity. He's tracking a lot right now, and I need him where he is.
Well, I can't really argue against that, and actually, I don't really disagree because I feel like even with last night, that he is a very competent agent and in the field or otherwise. So good on you for having personnel that are so reliable.
I appreciate the ass kissing, Carlisle. Get yourself in a car and get down here.
Placed it right on that cheek. Well, I'm gonna grab Nash and we're gonna get over there. Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Goodbye. And he hangs up and all right, Nash. How you doing in there? Oh shit, you're sleeping in the shower. All right, let's get up and he
Yeah, you slap him a couple of times and he's like, yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
We've got to either do better as a team to not let you drink or get your tolerance back up to par because this is ridiculous. This is embarrassing. All right, let's get up and Reggie washes him. Reggie washes him.
The relationship between you two guys is so weird.
You're only making things worse.
No, it's not worse. It's just weirder.
I'm trying to be a good friend.
I love it. Reggie has this tender side to him that is just like completely retarded.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's like a misplaced. Yeah, it's a good. It's like, yeah, this is nice, but like it's just don't. It's inappropriate.
Yeah.
So the camera pans out, like you hear the water hitting the fucking curtain, and you see kind of Reggie in there scrubbing away, and the camera pulls back, and the cat's just like sitting in the door, kind of head cocked, staring.
You guys are the weirdest heroes ever.
Heroes, quote unquote.
But we'll see. We'll see how we make it through. Oh God, yeah. So that happens. We clean him up. We get him going. I call the car.
We as we're going out, I tell you to like rent another night because otherwise checkout would be like at 11. So we've already slept through that. They probably already billed us anyway.
Well, I would like to rent another night.
Yeah.
Oh right, I hit a cute couple of buttons.
Yeah, you basically there's a little holographic panel extending from the wall near the door. You wave your hand at it, say a few things.
Yeah, I hand wave it, and we move on.
Literally.
Yeah, Nash has enough wherewithal to like leave the sign so like nobody goes in and like fucks with the cat and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm realizing by the way, this is sort of as an aside, like not only out of character but out of world. But I've been working a lot on the Ubiquity sourcebook lately, and it's based in the same time period. And I'm realizing a lot of this technology has to come over into DayTrippers. So hand waving is actually a very appropriate term for the way we'll do a lot of things in the future. There will just be these holographic panels, and you'll literally wave your hands around. There will be gestures like we now have the zoom in, zoom out, swiping it. These gestures will become like part of the language.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
So yeah, you do a lot of hand waving.
I do. Oh yes, right. Yeah. Right. So we're good, and now the car is here, and we will now get into the car and head over to Dark Matter.
And off you go, and you're pulled up outside of a big black brutalist cube. With tiny little bots scouring the outer surface of it so that it remains like shiny black. And it's a very big building. That's the
building? The building
is Dark Matter's headquarters.
All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Out back, there are training fields. It's all walled off, but you can see in between little gaps between the fences from time to time. Massive training area in like the size of a football field with like obstacles and like human-sized dummies and cones and shit like that to set up obstacles, training, and war games.
Ninja warrior courses.
Ninja warrior type shit, yeah. Tires and all that kind of stuff. trenches and dirt and various types of terrain.
Mm.
There is nobody out on the field right now, and you're brought into the building by a greetings bot. It rolls out, scans your ID, rolls back in, waving for you to follow it. Inside, you're met by another robot, the receptionist, who assures you that Bento Hajir will be down promptly. Please avail yourself of some condiments from our snack bar. She gestures to her left, and there's this panel that slides up. There's drinks and candy, and this is like a waiting area for potential clients, so it's completely ritzed out. There's like anything you want here short of alcoholic beverages is free.
So like Nash would just brew cup after cup of coffee and just put it into the biggest container he could find.
Now, is that Bird's Coffee? Do they do K-Cups now? Is that what you're saying?
They do not right now.
Oh, not yet. Yes.
Yeah, or if like there was like a carafe, like he would just brew a carafe and probably just drink it from the carafe.
This is
a big thing. Like, that's good. I like that.
This is some fine coffee. This is like expensive shit. In fact, the entire waiting area that you guys are in, it's amazing. This is really high tech. It's got like floating chairs and a hologram wall. You can change the settings of the room to fit different themes. And you notice that some of the furniture actually changes, so that there are actually holographic projections around the furniture itself to match that wall and the room decor. You can change the room from like Wild West to a calm mountaintop. Relax in a floating chair while you're waiting for your meeting.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Reggie is taking part in that. Hey, can you get this holographic screen to do like one of those beautiful waterfall scenes?
Suddenly the wall is replaced with a waterfall. You hear the sounds of birds around you.
Oh, shit,
that
nice.
Table over there has changed into a tree stump.
God, that's wonderful.
Sort of a glowing bluish tree stump, but a tree stump nonetheless.
From the glowy blue forest of Marcopathia or whatever.
Nash starts rooting around to try to find something to eat.
Yeah.
You guys have rated yourself. Yeah, there's some snacks, there's some donuts and crisps, some small finger food of the high carb variety.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually down comes Bento. And he's dressed to the nines in a very expensive suit. He says, I see you guys have been availing yourselves of our new lobby. This is actually a new building. We've just recently moved in here. So let me know what you think. The whole idea here is to impress clients who come from around the world with billions of dollars to spend.
Well, it definitely impresses. Oh, this is very nice.
We're going to take this game, Reggie, and we're going to kick it up a notch. The richest people in this world and the people with political power are not necessarily the same people. You know what I'm saying? We need to up our game. Impressing clientele of a higher order is part of how we plan to do it. And I need you, Reggie. I need you to toe the line because our company image is very important.
Okay. I will do the best I can in light of us missing our 9 o'clock meeting. I don't want to ruffle any more feathers, but you have met me, presumably.
I understand, Reggie. It might take a little bit of time to transition, and I'm willing to grant you that time. I know what you're capable of, Reggie. I know that you have the discipline to do this. Think of it this way. You could be wearing a suit like this, calling yourself head of security for a celebrity who makes twice what a head of state makes. This is the market we need to aim for. We're corporate now. We're not military anymore. We need to drill that into you, and I know you can do it.
Reggie just sort of stares at him with a blank look in his face. Oh, okay.
You're starting to get the feeling that the sweeping of sweeping changes that Rogers was referring to, this is linked back into that. Bento has been brought on to change the entire image of dark matter, from mercenaries to a high class corporate security firm.
Okay. I hear you. I hear the words you are saying to me, Bento.
Nash just looks over and he's like, "Well, he'll be fine. I mean, you're always gonna have Reggie, but I think we can steer him in a positive direction." And he goes back, takes another huge swig of coffee.
Listen, gentlemen, I assure that if you can make me comfortable, I can make you very comfortable. And most of the time, hell, your weekends are yours. Unless you're on duty, of course.
Now, she'd probably notice Reggie, looking unsure of things.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm trying to smooth it over because I see it.
Let me introduce you to some people. They've been waiting patiently, and we should make an appearance.
Let's make their acquaintance.
So as we're walking up, then Nash just, he's like, he puts all the shit down. There's a pile of crap by the chair that Nash was sitting at, and he's like, sorry that we made it was some poor choices were made last night. That's an aberration. We're not gonna have that situation again. And he kind of looks at Reggie pleadingly, maybe this is gonna happen again.
I can assure you that every measure will be taken to avoid this situation ever again. Huh?
And Nash just nods. Yeah.
All right, Bento is scanning you very carefully, Reggie. He's looking at you. He's looking into your eyes.
You're making eye contact with me.
Who's that?
Okay, I have to. I will do better. I will try to do better.
I believe you can do it, he says. And that's why I'm willing to put Rogers back on your team. He will report to me how well you're doing. You two will be placed in nominal command of the squad, sharing leadership role. I want to see how you guys work out there. And I want you to train some of our people in here. But I need you to toe the line a little bit. I hope we have an understanding.
I understand. I understand the words that you were saying to me, yes.
He slaps your face gently. Understand them deeply. Again, if you make me comfortable, I'll make you very comfortable. Come on. He leads you into a room where Rogers stands up immediately. He looks a little bit, he shrugs his shoulders and grins. And he comes on and gives you a really firm handshake.
Yes.
There are 3 other people in the room, and you're introduced to them one by one. Tom is going to be your driver. He is also a martial arts specialist. And he's most of the people on this team. He's actually got the most experience in dealing with heads of state and celebrities. So he will also sort of be your guide to etiquette out in the field. He'll be reporting to me directly as an internal sponsor of this new squad. So whatever happens will come back to me. And meanwhile, you guys are in command of these other folks here. Duke Farash, he's an older guy with a scarred face. He's your
Duke Farash?
Duke Farash, yeah.
Farash.
He's got dark curly hair. He's maybe a decade older than you guys, and he's got a scar that runs across his face. He is an ex-Special Forces sniper, and he'll be there mostly for defensive security routines. Lil Kim, she is a buff black woman with a bandana around her head. Lil Kim Marcus, she is another martial artist. She's a champion bodybuilder, and she is the face of your team. She's skilled in rhetoric and psychological maneuvers. Social engineering.
Whoa. I like her.
I put a hand on your arm as you mumble that out
As
loud.
an operative.
Yeah, little Kim is like, we'll wait and see on that, baby.
Damn. I mean, damn.
And last, I want to introduce you to Julio. Julio Torres will be your electronics specialist. He's a hacker, and it's a small, wiry Latino guy with a piece of cybernetic gear that wraps around one side of his head. So he's looking at you with one real eye and one cyber eye. Julio is really excited to meet you guys. He says, hey, your reputation precedes you. I am on to all of the news feeds you guys want. So any research we need for the missions, I'm there for you. I got a jack. And he's really proud of his jack. He shows it to you. That means he can plug into certain specially equipped machinery and vehicles and operate them with his mind.
Jesus.
Nice. That comes in
Nice to
handy.
have, Jack. Yeah. All right. I'm feeling good about this. So what's next?
Well, I want to show you around the place a little bit, and he will spend some time, walking you around, orienting you. Here's the lounge, here's the lockers, here's the commissary. Here's our briefing rooms. We'll usually meet in the mornings, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. briefings right here. That schedule changes from time to time depending on deployment and available personnel, so I'll keep you posted. You guys will also receive these. He gives you a couple pass cards, which let you in and out of certain areas of the building. There will, of course, be full medical scans. Any pre-existing conditions will be dealt with. You will be on our standard insurance policy, and the perks of the job include, well, for instance, access to certain employee-only areas in several of the clubs around town and in major cities throughout the U.S. We have agreements with some clients to provide us with VIP access. One of the perks of the job. One of the reasons that we're moving into celebrity territory.
How many dark matter facilities are there?
There are 12 globally. This is the main headquarters.
Ah, okay, great.
And he takes maybe 30 minutes, no, 60 minutes, walking you all over the building, takes you out to the field out back. By the time you get out there, there are people training. They're crawling up and down ladders and in and out of trenches. They're stabbing at humanoid dummies out there on the field, and they're firing at on a firing range. So these guys are full-time serious. You're introduced to a whole lot of people, most of whose names you don't remember. There's the commissary worker. There's the guy who watches the lockers. There's the guy who prepares you to go into the holodeck, where we are going to undergo some squad training. And that's the first thing you guys are going to do as a unit.
All right.
When they go outside, Nash just like fucking squints real hard. And there's some guy like standing there watching everybody training. And he just like reaches over, grabs his hat, pulls it down on his head.
Nice.
Like doesn't say a word to anybody. He's just like, ugh. And then when they go in, he keeps the hat.
Of course.
So you enter a big room that looks kind of like an indoor skate park. There's ramps and platforms and ladders and all sorts of weird, random sort of terrain configurations. They're made out of cement with a soft foam padding on it. And he says, take a look around, acclimate yourself to the environment, because this is all going by real soon. Where do you guys want to be? How about Leningrad? He waves his hand over a couple portals or panels on the wall, and the entire room is covered with holographic projections to appear like a European ruin in the middle of World War II.
Whoa.
Like, as fucked up as Nash is, I think he like immediately kind of like drops to a crouch. Like the training kicks in, and it's like, oh fuck, we're in combat. And then he looks right, left, real quick. He looks at the other two, and then he kind of like, stands back up again real slow.
Yeah,
And he's like, or perhaps Desert Storm is more your speed. He waves his hands, and now you're in a desert where there's mud shacks and big chopper helicopters bringing crewmen in. You've got dunes stretching off to your left and a big raging oil fire in the distance.
Jeez.
Looks like you're just outside a small village.
This is impressive.
Do you prefer jungle terrain?
I do.
Now you're in a jungle. It looks like Vietnam. There's boulders and trees and bushes everywhere. You hear all sorts of animal sounds.
So Nash is like, well, how does it adjust for distance? And he starts to like walk towards like the nearest rock to see whether or not like the room looks like it gets bigger, or like how that perception works.
The perception is a little bit off because what you're looking at are holographic projections that are tied to sensors all around the room. So each person who moves does not change the display. So as you move toward it, you can see around it, but also through it. You can tell that it's not real. You can tell that it's holographic, but underneath it, you can dim, because the room is dark except for the projections. Underneath it, you can dimly see the cube-shaped object that it masks.
Right. Okay. So he walks up.
There's a trail heading up the hill over there. And if you look close, you can see under the light, you can see that it's really just a cement ramp.
So as he approaches like the boulder, he kind of like puts his hand down through it and sort of like feels the concrete. And he's like, that's a pretty neat trick.
Yeah, we find that immersion helps when it comes to, especially to group training maneuvers. The physical environments are part of it, but the tension felt by literally feeling yourself to be in different terrain prepares you to trust this group of people in a wide variety of situations, no matter where in the world you get deployed.
Makes sense.
Let's try a run, shall we? And he steps back. All you guys are given some gear. You've got padding, helmets. Your helmets are mic'd to each other. You've got these cool little. You can get a long gun if you want, Reg.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I would like to take advantage of my skill. Yes.
All right.
Whatever's
so
available.
you guys are all geared up. Most of them have handguns. You've got little Kim has got some sort of sword thing, looks like a laser. A Star Wars sword.
It's a Jedi.
Yeah. She looks like a Jedi with a lightsaber. And he says, I want to throw something into the mix though, because I want to bring your guys' specialty in line here a little bit. Let's crank up the weirdness. He hits a few buttons on the wall. Now the sounds morph around you. You hear some gigantic wailing noise, some sort of beast that sounds much larger than a human being.
It doesn't sound like a baby though, right?
No.
Okay. All
no. Right. It's some sort of carnivore the size of an elephant, perhaps.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
All right, I guess we're live then. let's take our positions.
You look around and Bento cannot be seen. He has disappeared.
Did we receive an objective or?
Little Kim points at a light on the far side of the room. The objective is for us to make it over there.
All right.
It's only like 100 yards. That can't be too far. There are a lot of trees and bushes and shit in the way, though.
Well, there's something big out there too. So he'll kind of scan the terrain, and at first he's looking because he can kind of like see the shit underneath. It's like it's 100 yards, whatever. But then like the thing roars again, and the sound starts to get weird and shit, and he starts to like it just starts to alter his perception to where like he's in the shit, like he's got a gun or facsimile thereof.
Just says something that makes a high pitched whirring sound goes flying right by your head, close enough that you feel the wind coming from it.
He fucking
you look up, you realize that all of the others are looking at you. They're waiting for orders.
Yeah. So when the thing comes, he like shoulder roll, like it's past him already, but he like fucking rolls and comes up like gun out, and he's like, "All right, you two." He points to Tom and little Kim. He says, "You take the right. Duke, you and Reggie left. I'll take the middle. Stay frosty. Can I make like a?"
Okay, Julio will stick with you then.
Oh, right. All right, there's 6 of us holding it. Yep. We're in a forest, right?
You are in a forest. There's a path leading up a mountain to your right. There's a lower area that looks like a swamp perhaps on your left. Lots of trees, lots of bushes, lots of shit in your way.
Right. Can I make a survival forest to try to like plan the best route?
You absolutely can.
All right, sweet. I got a 6 total because I have a +1. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, it's actually very hard to see. But it does look like there's a series of rocks you could use to avoid sinking into the lower area of the swamp, which might be hard to get back out of. You don't know how it's modeled; it's a little too far off. But you're imagining there probably is an actual pit there.
Mm-hmm. So he yells to Duke and Reggie, like in the comm for the helmet. He's like, watch the swamp. There's probably a pit. There's rock formations. Try to take that. I've got essentially like the AR in the center. So me and Julio more or less be on Overwatch as the team sort of flanks around. We're gonna cover the center. And
nice.
Yeah.
Roger that.
Sounds good. Julio taps you and points. In the distance, you see a large lumbering shape moving this way. It is about elephant-sized, but it looks more like a rat with these giant eye stalks. It opens its mouth. There's a smaller mouth inside.
Oh. Is it coming from the left, from the right? Is it like directly in the center?
It's coming from. I'm going to call the destination point north. Okay. It's coming from the northeast.
From the northeast. All right. So that would be Tom and Lil Kim. So I assume they see it, but I'm like,
yeah, Bogey, you hear Tom shouting back, "We've got visual."
Yeah, Bogey on the northeast. Try to stay low. We'll see if it'll pass through you guys. You sneak up behind it. If we have to, we'll take it on the front.
All right, these things can really hurt. I've failed this mission before.
Oh, you've never been with me and Reggie before.
Roger that.
Tom and Lil Kim are laying low. What do you tell the other team to do?
I just say to Reggie, how does it look over on that side?
Oh, it looks pretty good up here. We're going to strike forward. And can I get eyes on that? I mean, they called it out, so I'm assuming I can see it.
You have visual on it now. Yeah.
Does
All right.
Duke have a sniper rifle on him?
He does.
Fuck, we probably should have left him at the front.
Well, if we're streaking out to the left, all right. Let me throw this out at you. What if we streak out to the left, draw it off with some shots, and we're able to stay hidden, and we'll just like rendezvous at the target point. We'll draw it off. We'll get it out of your way. You guys hit the middle, hit it hard, and then we'll circle back. And other militaristic strategy terms.
Do you guys have a clear shot? Maybe you could get Duke set up with that sniper rifle. You just put one right through its head.
We're already there.
Duke comes back. I can get a bead on it. It's waving its head around. I'm not exactly sure where the brain is. I think it may take more than one shot.
All right. Well, we're gonna work together on this one. I'm gonna go off, and you see that clearing down there. I'm gonna go try and draw it out back to this clearing, get you a nice clean shot. So you can take a few in a row. And
Reggie, are you alone in this maneuver?
Well, he's set up at he's probably set up like overlooking like an open area where he's got like a clear shot. And then my idea was to
you're with Duke, right?
Yes, I'm with Duke, the sniper.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Duke's gonna stay and you're gonna flank, right? I mean, so he's left here and then you're gonna like go further left from where he is. That's what
I was
going to
sort of like draw it out so we had a better shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, also, so like in the same way, kind of clearing it out so that everyone else can sort of sneak around it and get to the target or take it from behind, whatever they want to do. If that makes sense.
Yeah, if it begins to follow you, then I will tell Tom and little Kim to move forward and then keep eyes out to see if something else comes. If it charges you, we will fire from the center. So like it starts to go, Duke takes the shot, it keeps charging, maybe. We open up with it on that side. As those two guys get around, then they get a better shot on it from the other way.
Yeah.
Okay, but you say all that in much shorter military precise
terms.
Yeah.
We're talking about operatives for crying out loud.
Right.
We know all the lingo.
Okay, so we're going into action frames now. Reggie, I need a grace roll plus any skill you think might help you out here.
Well, I've got I on my sheet here. I've got written that I'm currently at a grace. Did we do any healing or anything? Like, is everything back up or no?
You have not had a chance to do any healing, and you haven't gone to the hospital or anything. But I should point out when you got your tour, there is a full medical facility here. It's completely automated and state of the art.
Yeah,
an hour in there would probably heal you.
All right. So I mean, my base is a 3, and it was currently a 2. Is it back up to a 3?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah, my might is also down, so we're good. All right. So I'm gonna roll grace 2. I have a stealth +1.
Stealth. I'll give you that.
Okay. Rolled a 3. That's a 4 total.
Okay. You get partway out into a position, and you look up to see if the thing is looking at you or not. And at that moment, it actually hurls itself at you.
Yes.
Much faster than you thought it could jump. It clears that space while you're still turning.
Oh, shit.
You feel your body hit by something hard.
No.
You are completely knocked on your ass. The thing is standing over you. You don't know what hit you because as far as you knew, these were all holograms.
Yeah,
but something physically knocked you on your ass. And you would, if you weren't wearing the kinetic body armor, you would have taken 1 point of might damage.
My might would have been at 0. Oh my God, that would have killed me.
Okay, and at that moment, I want to know if Nash is giving the order to fire.
I assume that Duke would fire as it moved without any sort of,
Holy fuck, he hit it.
Yeah, Duke.
I mean, that was the plan. As it started to break, he would take the shot.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I didn't expect it to. Well, nobody expected it to move as fast as it did.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
actually very. It was very lucky that Duke just made this shot. He hits it in the left side of the head. It's still standing over Reggie, but it whirls up on its hind feet. So most of Reggie is now exposed. The thing is over his legs. It turns and it whirls in your direction. There's blood trickling out of the left side of its head. It opens up both of its mouths. It's now looking at
Duke.
It's looking directly at Duke. Yeah.
Okay. So then he yells. So he yells to the other two to go, and then he's to Julio. He's like, "Fire! Fire! Fire!"
All right. Julio's firing and misses.
All right.
Are you firing?
Oh, of course. Oh, pair of sixes. So I got an 8 total.
Really?
Yep.
Reggie covers up underneath the beast like, Jesus Christ! And all these bullets or whatever are flying into all around him right now.
Yeah, Julio's might be closer to you, but I'm right on fucking point.
Nash, you just hit it in the lower jaw, angled up toward its brain. The thing sort of stands up and then falls over on its back. You just killed it.
Sweet. So he's got the rifle to his shoulder, and he's getting ready to shoot again,
Nice.
and it sees the thing, and it's like, and it like falls over. The other two, I see them out of the corner of my eye running over to the objective. Reggie's rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, like, I'm gone.
At that moment, you hear Lil Kim shriek out, "Oh shit! They're all around us!"
Oh God.
God damn it.
Yeah, they've gone around the other side, so you don't have a clear line of sight on them, but they're being attacked by multiple somethings.
Fuck. Move.
Everybody starts moving. We go into a new action frame. Let me get a grace roll from everybody.
Love to give you a grace roll. Roll a 4. Any like stealth or anything or no? Although I'm underneath the beast.
No, this is actually more about speed.
Okay.
This is just a straight grace then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I got
4
a
for
4.
Reggie.
Unless you've got like athletics running.
I have athletics general, but not. Thank you.
I'll give you a +1 for that.
Okay. I got a 5 then.
All right, you are the first one there. You see that Lil Kim and Tom are surrounded by 4. They look like vaguely humanoid shapes with no heads, about the size of like a 12 to 15-year-old child. They have no heads, and they're made out of like, looks like clay. There's like two long arm things that end in blobs and 2 long leg things that end in blobs. And they're swinging from the trees left and right. And just as you round the corner, Nash, you're the first one to see Tom tries running past one, and it whips out one of its legs and hits him in the head. It hits him hard enough to knock him down.
But they're in the trees.
They're in the trees between your guys and the objective, so they're forming like a wall. They're hanging with 2 of their arms, and they're kicking with their legs, and they're forming a wall that you guys cannot get past. So you have entered the area as Tom is getting kicked in the head. You have one action to do something.
I spray it's not covering fire, but he's just like spraying across where all of them would be, like just full auto burst on it.
Okay, give me a grace roll for that. Add your firearms skill.
It'll be a 7 total. I rolled a 5.
You hit one of them and it drops from the tree. And now a new round begins, and the other guys enter the clearing behind you. So now, Reggie, you're there, and Duke and Julio are behind you.
Okay, and I'm on the comm, and I'm like, they're in the trees. They're in the trees.
Okay, so it's a new frame, and everybody's going to see what they're doing and roll it, and we'll see what happens.
Am I still underneath the thing, or am I able to roll out?
You roll. I assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm immediately going to try to get eyes on something and just start filling it with holographic lead.
I got a 6 total for firearms, and it's just the same thing. He's just spraying.
Okay, Tom and Kim gang up on one of them together while Duke and Julio try to take shots at another one.
Okay.
Tom and Kim have pulled one down out of the tree, and Kim is roundhousing it while it lays on the ground.
Nice.
Duke missed his shot. Julio missed his shot. We're over to you guys. They're too far to attack you directly.
I had a 5 with my long gun shot to try to.
Yeah, I got a 6.
Something. Yeah.
You guys have each hit one, 2 different ones. They fall down out of their trees. They're not dead yet, though. They're still moving around. A new action. No, the one that there's one that nobody hit yet. It swings down out of the tree and jumps on little Kim's back. It's now grappling her arms and holding them to her sides as a new frame begins. Everybody declare what you're going to do.
Can I get to little Kim?
Yes, you can. You'll use up pretty much your whole frame doing it.
Okay, I'm gonna get to just if I see that, I'll run and I'll try to get to little Kim. All right. So for the frame, could I say that I'm running to little Kim, but as I do, I try to take a pot shot at the one I just shot out of the tree to finish him off?
Yeah, you can do 2 actions at once, but you'll take a -2.
Okay. All right. Okay. So even if it's just running and shooting.
Well, yeah, because shooting requires.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Aim and precision, and running sort of works totally against that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I start booking it, and I'll do a -2, so that removes my long gun, and 6 on the grace roll.
Nice.
Try to take him out. I'm coming, little Kim.
This little thing is just sort of moving around really fast. You just sort of clip it.
Nice. Ah, you bastard.
How are we tracking ammo? So I did a 3-round burst and then 2 declaration of intent full auto bursts.
Yeah, I don't really worry too much about ammo because if something comes up that's like a critical failure, often I'll just say, okay, you're out of ammo.
Okay, fair enough. Then I will draw a bead on one of the ones that is now on the ground and just, 3-round burst into it. It'll be a 7 total.
Okay, you've killed another one?
Nice.
There is one leaping around. He is going for Reggie.
Come and get me.
You haven't rolled yet this turn, have you, Reg?
I just rolled for the shot to shoot the one that I had shot out of the tree.
What did you get?
It was a 6. I rolled it was just a 2 grace roll and 6. Straight up.
Okay. This one jumps on your torso. It's trying to grab your head.
Oh no.
I'm gonna need a grace roll beat 3 to stay on your feet.
Oh, I got another 6. My little pony die.
Okay, so you are still on your feet, and this child-sized thing with no discernible features has just sort of grabbed onto your chest, and it looks like it's going to try to squeeze your arms and pin you.
Oh no. No, sir.
And the one who's fighting Tom and little Kim takes a swing at little Kim, pulls her to the ground. It's now got one limb wrapped around her leg. She's on the ground. New frame begins. Everybody, what you doing?
Reggie's going to keep running, and he's got this thing that's latched onto him, and I'm going to try to get it off me and fling it at the one that's on Lil Kim.
That is a great idea. Nash, what are you doing?
How many are left?
There are 2 left.
One on Reggie and one on Little Kim.
Right.
All right, I'm not going to risk that shot. So he just drops the mag, slaps in a new one, and looks behind them to see if anything is coming.
Nice.
That's a good plan because there is, in fact, something coming this way. It's about the size of a cat,
God
and
damn
it's
it.
flying toward you, and it lands on a branch, and then it flies a little closer and lands on another branch. It's too far away to see exactly what it is yet.
Okay. I would assume that's all of my actions.
Yeah. Back to everybody else. Reggie, I need your roll. You're trying
Am I
to float
doing
it.
grease for that? Probably.
That would be great. Yeah.
Oh, 3.
Okay, and your little guy is just too fast for you. He smacks you in the head a couple times. He sort of whips you around.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, so now you're facing the wrong direction. And the one that was on Little Kim, she manages to extract herself from its grip, pick it up, and starts whipping it around in the air.
Nice.
She hasn't let it go yet. She looks like she's not sure which direction to let it go in. The other two guys, they don't know what the hell to do because they're not going to try firing into this mess. So a new frame begins. Little Kim lets go of the thing. It goes flying back toward where you guys started from.
Nice.
She manages to hurl that thing like 5 meters. It's not that heavy. She's like, "Take that, bitch! Don't come back!"
She's got me all jacked up.
And Reggie, you still got the one on your head.
I'm gonna try to remove. There must be some. If we've got some gear, there must be some sort of like knife or something that I can pull out of the belt.
Yeah, you've got a knife you could pull out of the belt.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna try to just jam it right up underneath his chin, with my fighting +1 with the grace.
Okay. And meanwhile, it's reaching down with its lower limb and it's trying to knock your knees out from under you. So hope you succeed.
I got a 5.
Sorry, buddy, I got a 6. You're on your ass.
I'm on the ass again.
Reggie's on the ground, but at least he didn't take any damage. And that's it for that frame. There's only the one left. New frame begins. Reggie's fighting with this thing. It's got him down on the ground now.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm just trying to.
All right, it's lifting up one of those pseudopods. It's getting ready to punch you in the face.
Shit. Damn it. There it is.
5.
6 plus
Oh,
1,
yeah.
7.
All right. You
7,
managed to grab that thing, pull it off of you, but not throw it at the other thing. You've just managed to pull it off of you.
I'm just trying to stab it at this point.
That is a stab.
Yeah, I'm trying to use my fighting and just stab the shit out of it, right into its stupid throat.
Okay, you feel warm wetness.
I'm a child.
And you have taken out the last blob monkey.
Take that, you stupid blob monkey. Damn those things, Am I right?
So I tell the rest of the team, I'm like, towards the objective, and I'm moving slowly backwards as I watch the weird cat thing on the branch.
Duke, let's go.
All right, everybody begins moving toward the objective, and Nash, looking back, you see the cat-like thing come flying directly toward your head. It is actually, it is like a bat. It is dark green in color, and it has 2 long tentacles hanging down where legs should be.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, he flipped up the weird switch. He put you in some sort of dream world shit.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
So, John, I'm gonna need a what is it gonna be? You were watching it before it came, so you can actually get an attack off if you want, or you can just try dodging, whichever.
No, I'll try to shoot it because he was waiting for it to make a move. That's why he was cautiously backing up and waiting for it to jump.
Okay, it comes toward you, extending those 2 pseudopods toward your head, clearly intending to hit you in the face.
8 total. Now that I remember to add my +1 for my +1 rifle.
That was a beautiful shot. You took it out with 1 fucking shot.
Nice.
Woo!
So it screams and
right
jumps
there.
down. Its things kind of fucking drop down, and he's just boom.
It slides to the dirt near you.
He toes it with his boot. And
When you tow it with your boot, you can see underneath the hologram for a second. What's going on is these things are drones. There's actually, when you got hit, Reggie, you were actually physically hit.
Nice.
Right. So he just he nods and he looks back to make sure nothing else is coming, and then starts huffing it up towards the objective.
Lil Kim is the first one up there. She slaps her hand on the button, and there's a loud buzzing sound. And a voice from nowhere says, 2 minutes, 45 seconds. Mission accomplished. And then the lights come back on, and you're in a big fucking warehouse with skate ramps.
That was
Bento comes out clapping his hands. He's like, 2 minutes and 45 is very good time on this simulation, especially with the added weirdness. You guys should be proud of that. I like the way that you called that one, Nash, so far. You guys are doing really well. Come on, let's go have lunch.
All right. Sounds good to me.
I like it.
So so as they're walking in, he's like, good job, team. It's our first, first outing. We got a chance to bond with Rogers a little bit. Julio, we got to work on your aim a little. You're a little low. I think we're gonna check your sights here to make sure your rifle's dialed in.
Nash is in his element right now, huh?
Yeah,
I love it.
Julio doesn't like being singled out, but he doesn't say anything.
Well, he was trying to do it in a way that wasn't like, oh, you fucked up. He's like, hey, we're gonna check your sights. Maybe your rifle's off a little bit.
Yeah.
Those issue ones for the holodeck. That's right. Yeah, they're a little bit off.
Yeah.
This is some state-of-the-art training shit. You guys have never seen a training simulation that involved padded drones as well as a filterable environment. So this is like some
pretty cool
top-level shit.
Mm-hmm.
You go up and you have lunch with your new team. And at some point, the conversation comes back around to your girlfriend Susie and Somnambula Incorporated and the mission that you guys went on with Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Tom is telling the others a little bit about it. They want to know what's next.
Yeah, Nash would have waited to see if it came up. If not, he would have waited for a suitable opportunity to bring it up.
Yeah,
because this is all good and well, but we still have an unresolved issue.
Well, Tom says, I got to tell you, he was Bento, meaning Bento was a little pissed this morning. I mean, I told him we went out last night, and that was probably the reason you were late this morning. He made me promise that we got to watch our fraternization, maybe keep it to the weekends.
Yeah, that wasn't. I mean, Yeah, I mean that's on me. That's my fault.
I wasn't sure he was going to let me on your team, but I think that. I don't feel like he'll be pulling out all the stops to help you guys with this somnambulist situation.
Well, I mean, this was all sort of predicated on Bento helping me out here. We did him a solid by going in there and rescuing Joan. I mean, we were already on our own shit, and he called Reggie out of the blue, and we dropped what we were doing to go save his ass.
Pretty much run away.
The problem here is that my drones were unable to uncover anything that was clear enough to give him a motive, an incentive, or even a legal, criminal violation or anything. Anything. We just need any reason, but haven't found one.
I mean, Can I make a brains roll to remember if there was a window in her room?
Ooh.
There were no windows in those upper rooms.
No windows in the upper room. Okay. Shit. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a tough nut to crack to get in there. I mean, there was no windows upstairs, but I mean, that had to be her. I mean, it had to be.
Well, I'll tell you what, gentlemen. He looks at his teammates. He says, these guys have been through some serious shit, and you stand to learn a lot from these gentlemen. If we plan on going out into slip space, I think we ought to start listening to their advice right away. And so I'm throwing in with them. If you guys want to do this off the clock,
Ooh.
I'm with you.
Attaboy. How does something like that work around here?
Yeah, I think Bento's going to be pissed if he finds out.
Well, we go in with no ID. We have absolutely no recourse. We can't call on any backup. And our actions will be completely disavowed by the corporation, which will probably terminate us if they were to find out, especially if we were to get in trouble.
Well, shit.
I mean, it was...
I don't know if we want to put that on them, do we, at this point? But, I mean, if they're offering.
Well, the others look rather nervous, but Tom is down.
Yeah. I know you're down to clown, Tom, you know. I know you.
Like, Nash isn't sure what to do. Like, he's kind of, like, sits back in the chair. Like, he gives Tom, like, an approving nod. And he's like, you guys don't have any reason to trust us other than Bento's word at this point. Quite honestly, I don't know how well Bento trusts us right now.
Yeah.
He's got some history with Reggie, and like I said, he and I have some unresolved business. But this is a huge step for you guys. I mean, if this is something that we all agree to do, you put your careers and your lives in jeopardy for a maybe.
You're not sure the others are convinced. Tom is looking at him, nodding his head, nudging you guys, saying, come on, you guys ought to be on board with this. But they're really not convinced. They don't know you at all.
Right.
Why don't we take a few assignments, get to know each other, all of that, and then revisit this, perhaps. No one has to make any decisions, any career-affecting decisions tonight.
Little Kim says, let me get this straight. Now, I've heard all the stories and all the missions and all of that, but I want to know, and she looks straight at Nash, this is about love, right? I mean, you tell me, is this love or not?
Yeah. I mean, she's. Yeah, what they're doing is wrong. I mean, she was my, she's my girlfriend. I mean, we were, we were gonna have a baby, but that didn't really work out.
She sits up in her chair. She says, well, shit. I'm in.
All right, little Kim.
Hey, if this man loves that girl, we got to go get that girl.
Got to get that girl. We're going to take down that whole operation.
Duke and Julio are looking at each other. They're like, nobody said anything about taking down a whole operation.
Right. That's not what I didn't mean. I just save the girl. We're back on with save the girl, right? Yeah. Back on.
Look, I mean, it's a smash and grab, right? I mean, we get in, we get out, we grab her, we get the fuck out of there.
It would have to be, says Tom.
Yeah.
It would have to be a night raid, a smash and grab.
Yeah. Middle of the night. Yeah, when patrols are at their low ebb, when they're not really paying attention. It's possible. I mean, it's possible. I can't make that decision for you guys.
Tom and Kim look at each other. They are decided. Duke and Julio are out.
And he just, he nods and he says, I respect that. You guys don't owe me anything. I don't hold it against you.
All right. So, is it tonight?
I think they might have their dander up after this afternoon. I think we probably want to let that go for a day or so at least.
Yeah, I was really asking some hard-hitting questions in there. So I'm definitely on the radar screen.
They are terrified of your reportage.
Yes. When my article comes out, the whole thing's coming down, man.
Like a house of cards.
Yeah. Take the whole regime down.
So he looks at Tom and little Kim, and he's like, are either one of you guys good with electronics?
That's really Julio's thing. Julio's smirking. Yeah, they wasn't paying attention in computer class.
Well, they've got her, locked up on the third floor, and it's one of those fancy computer locks. It's not something we can just kick the door down.
Julio's like, oh, you telling me you need me? That's what I'm hearing.
So it would seem.
Listen, man, I don't want to lose my job.
I hear you. I mean, if there was no other way, could you... Shit. I mean, you think you could show me what to do? You got any of those fancy... shit they show in the movies where you click the little fucking wires and click the buttons and it gives you the number?
You plug it in and it just kind of does it, right? You got one of those?
Julio thinks for a minute and he goes, you know what? Yeah, you gave me an idea. Come on up to my room. I'll show you something. So, all you guys taking out, he's got it's not really his room, but it's like his corner of the break room where he likes to hang out. So he's got some books and some electronics. It's just, nobody fucks with anybody else's shit around here. It's kind of like that's Julio's corner where he plays with his. He likes to play little augmented reality games and shit. Stays out of everybody's way. But he's got an extra AR rig. That thing that he's wearing, it covers half of his head.
Ooh.
He says, this is my old rig, but it's still pretty tits. Put this on. Let me sync up the channels here.
All right, Nash puts it on, kind of like adjusted. Feels all fucking weird.
And we'll bring it on. Okay, now turn around. Now what you're seeing is an augmented projection of screens and buttons on top of reality. So with one eye, if you close your right eye, you're looking at reality. You close your left eye, there's all sorts of interfaces and shit superimposed on top of reality. Okay. And some of them look close enough to touch. In fact, when you reach up, a menu opens.
Oh, shit. Fuck, that's cool.
Yeah, now I can see everything that you can see, brother.
Oh, hell yeah. So you can walk me through it then?
Without physically being there.
All right, shit, that works for me.
Nice.
And Bento doesn't have to know a thing. He looks at Reggie, just kind of like shrugs, like,
Hey, it's the best option so far.
Well, shit, says Duke. I don't want to be the only one left out. I'm not going into that building, but I'll keep watch outside.
Nice. That sounds like more like your specialty anyway, right? Yeah, Overwatch with the fucking that big ass rifle of yours?
Yeah, I'm best from a distance.
For sure, I believe it. Well, do we want to give Bento one last crack at this egg before we decide to go all in?
Well, you're the boss here. You want to lay low a couple days and see what comes up?
Well, let me just broach a subject with him. I mean, we're not going to do it tonight anyway. If he's out, he's out. We'll give it a couple of days. I don't want her to be in there any longer than she's got to be. It's already been, shit, it's got to be at least a week and a half now. A week? It's been too long.
Yeah, I don't even know how long it's been. I think it's close to a week, actually.
Something like our whole 7 sessions have taken place over the course of 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right. So we zoom ahead to a meeting with Bento tomorrow morning, or what do you want to do? You've got everybody in to whatever degree they're willing to commit. Tom and Little Kim will go in with you. Duke will keep watch outside, and Julio will be available for cyber guidance.
All right. Is there barracks here? I'm wondering if we could get a spot here, which would eliminate our need for having to hole up in the fucking Motel 17.
Yeah, you can accommodate one of the barrack rooms here.
Okay. So let's see. So we went over mornings 11:30. So it's got to be 6 o'clock maybe.
Sure.
Right. All right. So yeah, he would. He would look for Bento to have this conversation now. Ask about accommodations.
Okay. It's I don't know if it's actually 6 yet. You spent not too long in the simulator. There was lunch.
An hour walking around.
Yeah, you guys, a little bit of walking around. It might be 5. In fact, people are probably packing up and getting ready to go home.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would look for him then. If I don't see it, I don't know if he had he pointed out his office, we'd go to his office. If he's not there, I would give him a call.
He is in his office, and this is a little bit surprising.
Oh, why is that? We just wanted to check in and kind of see where you're at. I think we still have a little bit of business to discuss, yeah?
Yeah, when you walk into the room, he looks at you a little uncertain, and you realize that out of your sight, when you walk into the room, there's Jules Killian is here. Now, Jules Killian is a net celebrity. He's a jet setter who goes to resort destinations around the world and does live broadcasts involving other celebrities, basically. So it looks like Bento is already working the social ladder and trying to get some high-paying contracts in here. Jules stands up, and his teeth literally sparkle as he shakes your hand. Pleased to meet you, Jules Killian here.
Oh, hey, Mr. Killian. It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance. And his eyes kind of flick over to Bento, and he's like, I did not realize you were at a meeting. I apologize. I will schedule something for later.
Come see me tomorrow, Braille. Yes, he calls you Braille.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Will do. Bright and early. 9 a.m. sharp.
And he closes the door behind you.
Okay. I assume that you were behind me. Probably.
Reggie, I don't think Reggie would have gone in with you.
Okay.
We're going to discuss that whole thing.
Okay.
Reggie's sort of on edge a little bit about the whole toe the line thing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know where the line is, and I don't know how to tow it.
So he comes back down to the cafeteria area and is like, "Oh, he's Bento's up there working away. You guys think we could find a place to crash here?"
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of beds in the barracks that are available at any given time.
Cool. Is there something a little more private? I'm gonna bring my cat. I mean, I know it seems kind of weird, but he's a real lifesaver.
They all look at each other and shrug, well, there's a couple offices that have nobody in them.
There you go. Set Jesper up for his own room.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe I throw a cot in there. I don't know. I have to talk about talk to Bento about it tomorrow. Look, we'll be back in the morning. We're gonna bring our shit, and hopefully we can work something out. Because this looks like the base of operations for the foreseeable future.
It's nice here. It's nice digs.
Everybody gets up. Everybody shakes your hand. Seems like you got a good team here.
He says,
Nice.
you know, I appreciate you guys throwing in with us. You know, when I'm going to do you guys proud.
Right on. Let's jump ahead.
All right. So this is next morning. We come with the Reggie's car packed all full of shit.
Yeah, I think we got it all. We're good.
You said, yeah, I wouldn't have forgotten the cat. This say to be funny if you're like, oh, we got everything, and you're like,
And
in the hallway,
shit.
but there's no way he forgets the cat.
No.
Cat
Okay,
goes in
so,
the car before the gun.
Yeah.
So Tom comes down and meets you, and he shows you where there's an unoccupied office, kind of off the beaten track a little bit. You do not run into Bento while bringing the cat into the building.
Okay. So he like rifles through the desk and finds like a piece of paper and like a Sharpie, fucking writes cat in real big letters, underlines it, exclamation point, tapes it to the door.
Nice.
On the bottom it says don't open door.
Right. Okay, so in Bento's office, who's going?
I mean, I assume you're going because you're part of that whole thing, but
All
you
right,
don't have to, I guess.
I'll go this time. I'm going this time. All right,
Okay.
we're here on time. Okay, let's
We're
do
early.
this.
We're like 15 minutes early.
Do you think he'll be mad at that though? Will he be mad at that we're early?
You're never too early for being early. I don't know. I don't know how that saying
That's
goes.
true. Yeah. If you're on time, you're late. I think I've heard that before.
Exactly. And after yesterday,
Okay, so Bento is pouring himself some coffee. He pours some for you guys when you come into the room. He introduces himself to you. Introduces himself to you under your new names.
Oh shit!
As he hands you your ID cards. Now, let's see if we can hang on to these for a little bit longer, gentlemen? Nash, your new name is Darren Braille.
okay.
Reggie, your new name is Tenet Keith.
What was that?
Tenet. Yeah, it's Tennet.
Okay.
Keith.
Keif.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, my name is Tenet Keith. All right. I think I can handle that one.
Yeah, well, Tenet is actually a not uncommon name, and usually guys shorten it to 10.
10 Keith. I like it. You can call me 10 or Net.
All right, so we've got the new identities down for you guys, and we hope that they'll last for a little bit longer. I have not yet managed to secure any new contracts, and so there's no missions to send you out on. However, I would like you to continue training in the simulator with your team. That'll be daily.
Okay, that's fair. That's good for unit cohesion. I want to, we want to get the trust of these folks. If we're going to be leading them out into some dangerous situations.
Correct. And Julio is fully conversant with the entire range of the holodeck room, so he'll be able to run you through the entire sequence of gradiated experiences.
All right, that sounds good. I hope you don't mind. We talked to the guys and they said that we could crash here. That you guys, you had some space that we would, be able to kind of like store our stuff and.
We have a barracks, and each bunk has a locker. We can set you up with a key for that locker so that things remain relatively private. This is not a long-term living situation, however. It's just for agents between missions who need to lay low or people who need recuperating. Once in a while, used for emergency victims.
Okay, I I hope you don't
We're
mind.
not a hotel.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I did grab one of the empty offices. I have my cat here with us. I mean, because we were in the hotel, and we're trying to get the training
He
situation.
closes his eyes and shakes his head. Mr. Nash, I'm sorry. We can't be storing your pets.
I don't know where to put them right now. I mean, we got to train every day. We're not at home. Reggie lives way out in friggin' Sacramento or whatever.
Nash, please. I am trying very hard to attract a certain level of clientele here, and it doesn't help me if I've got people who want to serve as boarders and let me park their cats.
I understand that. I understand that. We'll he looks at Reggie. Look for new digs.
You mean we can do that, of course, but I mean, so you're trying to attract a certain clientele at the expense of the peace of mind of your operatives?
He's a little bit taken aback. Really? Really? You're going to cross that line with me, Carlisle?
Well, I was trying to see exactly where it was that I should exactly toe. I appear to have crossed it, but here we are.
Can we get a couple of days? We're just trying to get everything squared away. Those other identities. Now that we have new identities, we can, get situations squared away. I just need a little bit of time.
I feel like that's reasonable.
Listen, Agent Braille, take 2 hours off right now. Transport your cat to the nearest 24-hour veterinary facility. They'll be happy to take care of it. You can then begin looking for a new place to live. You may certainly stay in the barracks while you're waiting for that to happen, but this is a short-term solution, and no pets will be abided. I'm sorry, that's my final ruling.
That's completely fair. I totally understand. I appreciate you appreciating my situation and doing what you can to help me, to help myself, to get us to a good place.
I'm sure you
We're
said
all
something.
in a good place.
All right. Well, if that's all.
There's one more thing. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I understand your reluctance to pursue my personal matter, but this remains unresolved, and honestly, it could serve as a distraction as we move forward in our relationship. Is there anything that I can say to persuade you to change your mind?
Peace of mind.
Because Agent Rogers was unable to bring back any categorical evidence of either criminal wrongdoings or a clear-cut objective, I'm afraid that there's little I can do. I understand your situation, and I hope that you can bring to light some information which will allow you to move forward with criminal charges. At this time, however, Dark Matter Inc. cannot commit.
Okay, I understand your position. I appreciate you getting us inside and getting what information we could at the time.
Well, we backed you up on that first mission because we felt that there might be an opportunity for one hand to wash the other and everyone to get what they wanted out of this. It turns out that, A, we're still not entirely sure that your girlfriend is in fact being held at that location. And B, there is no clear-cut route for us to take, which would secure for us a position safe against any retribution that would be offered by Somnambula. There's simply not enough motivation in there for me, gentlemen.
Okay, I can totally appreciate that.
That's that then. Go ahead and take 2 hours off. Come back for a 2-hour training session this afternoon with your team.
All right, will do. You ready to go, Reg?
Oh, I'm always ready to go.
I'm rebooting it. I have to. Okay? Tell them that.
Getting rebooted.
Router going down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to wrap it up there? I mean, I don't know how much longer you want to go. It's already, what, 12:30 for you, John?
I think it would be 11:30 for him.
He's on the East Coast, so it's 2 hours from me. And you're 11:30, right?
I'm 8:30, so East Coast is 11:30.
Well, right now it's 2 hours difference from me to East Coast because I'm on. I think you're on Pacific and I'm on Mountain. Yeah, it's 11:30 on the East Coast. Huh. Oh, because my fucking computer has the wrong time on it. God damn it!
There you go. Okay,
I'm like, wow, we're playing really late today.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 11:30 for him, and I would since it really seems like the next logical step for you guys is a night raid of the Somnambula headquarters. It's either, I mean, if you're going to do it, we want to do it fast.
Yeah. If John is going to come back and they're redoing their router, so I don't really have any way to get a hold of him at the moment. But if you want to take a quick break, we can see whether or not he jumps back up.
Will do. Quick break time coming up.
All right, we're in a mid-session break here real quick as John gets his router reset, so hopefully we're playing some more tonight. All right, let's see. This is going to be so much editing later. I'm going to have to fix the clock on my freaking computer now. That is weird. Because I have Arizona time selected. All right, still waiting for John. Although I did get my time reset, so that's a plus. I am going to go grab some more water, and I'll be right back. So he just reset the router again. So apparently it's coming on and shutting off. So.
Oh, good.
It's funny. I'm watching so I have the chat open on the one screen. I just watched myself come in and sit down. That was kind of weird. So I'm waiting him to message back again and see. Because I had to reset the laptop. I had Arizona time picked because we don't change time zones here, and it had the wrong time. So the whole time I'm looking, I'm like, damn, it's getting really late. And then I looked over, and you're like, no, it can't be that late yet. And I looked over at the other computer. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on?
It's good to have another computer.
Yeah.
I was watching. I don't remember which episode it was. Not the last one, but the previous one. Just like a week ago. Just going through them, watching them all, and I reached for my coffee cup, and at the same time, the me on the screen reaches for his coffee cup, and to take a sip, and it take like the same exact rhythm, and because I wasn't thinking at the moment, right?
Right.
So it felt live. And then it felt weird when I moved my other hand and he didn't.
That's funny.
For a second, I'm like, wait, what? That's me from the Mandela universe.
You're right. Max Ryder in the chat was like, oh, the damn delay. Are you sure it was you? You got doppelgangers running around.
Well, the good news is you're the evil one because you got the beard.
Sure. Ah, crap. I don't like out of character. I don't know that this is like the best plan of action because these guys could get completely fucking burned. Like we could all get burned, but I mean, I think Nash would be in for it, right? Because what else is he gonna do? Like Bento. I don't want to say let him down, but is not ultimately going to be helpful. So, it's huge risk reward, and there's dice. So I don't like. Could I just like spend points on things? I mean, if this was Fear itself, I'd be like, hell yeah, I just spend the points. We do it. It's fine.
I should write a game where the entire game is like Care-Gen. You just spend points for the whole story. Do you want to win this? Yeah, I want to win. I'm going to spend 15 points. Okay, 15 points. I won that. Then what happens? Well, then you meet this other thing. Do you want to fight it? Sure, spend a point. Okay, do you want to win? Yeah, 14 points. Okay.
We've got a John again. Another John again.
Oh, God. Internet, am I right?
Yeah, well, hey, at least it's not Google tonight.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna hit this place in the remaining time we have, we should hit it fast.
So it's been at least a day. So he'd take the 2 hours. He'd put the cat up again. I guess so. Like, I'm assuming Nash's house is not safe ever at this point. Right? I mean, especially if we're going to go in hot and we get her back, like there's no going back to that house. I mean, that would be Nash's assumption, right? Like
It's a pretty fair assumption, yeah.
Yeah. Other than maybe to grab some shit, and then it would be under like with fucking weapon, like with the team. Hey guys, we're going to grab all my shit today. Bring your stuff.
The thing is, you never know when they might go back and check out that house. But then again, I don't think they've got someone permanently surveilling that location. It's just a matter of timing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he would definitely roll in to the house hot in case, maybe they've got. Maybe they just, threw out a sensor up front to see, like a trail cam, like, oh, Nash is home or whatever.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, he's not going to find a house in 2 weeks, but maybe he looks for an apartment in that 2 hours to see if there's something that's close to the dark matter building like, within relative driving distance. Not like, oh, it's down the street, but like it's within a half an hour.
I'm pretty sure we can find you something.
Okay.
Question is, how long will it take to move in? Oh, you know what? You can move in tomorrow.
Yay!
So he goes in with the new ID and puts down the security deposit.
Oh, by the way, Garen, you have 13 megas, and Tenet, you have 10.
Ooh,
Nice.
10 more. I like it.
Well, the ones from Stefan and Brandon are gone.
Yes. Oh, okay. So you're saying 10 total.
Yeah, I should make that clear. Bento would have asked for the other ID cards back.
Mm-hmm.
So if I didn't do it in the first meeting, I'll do it in the second meeting.
No problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume that would
Turn
be
it in.
standard procedure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so he'd put down the deposit, be like, all right, cool, like, we'll move in this week, well, we can move our shit in. Maybe we get like a 2-bedroom, we'll splurge, get 13 mega.
Yeah. 2-bedroom. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess assembled the, like, we'll go back, do the missions for the day,
Mm-hmm.
have lunch, and then, like, wait until the evening, everybody goes home. Yeah, get fucking geared up and
Hit it.
yeah, fuck, like, how are we gonna get there, right? So we don't want to like rent something with those IDs. I don't necessarily think we want to steal a car. That'd probably be bad.
Yeah, I mean,
And we can't go on the bus all geared up, right? Like,
yeah, no. Yes, we'd like to go to some Nambula, please.
Yeah, you might want to call a driver or use an auto cab.
can you pay in cash with the auto cabs?
No,
It's
but
not-
you can with a Lyft driver. Don't fucking look the other way.
Okay, we call for a lift. Somebody's got a van.
Yeah, it's good. A carpool situation.
Yeah, so like I guess we're not like geared up so that like we can like we have fucking camo and shit on, but like we have big ass bags
Yeah.
that have all of our shit in it.
Yeah,
Let's say you're also wearing
sketchy.
that kinetic body armor underneath your clothes.
Mhm. Yep. So we would look to be dropped off like within. Obviously not at Somnambula. Is there anything near Somnambula that would be like feasible?
Yeah,
to
it's
be
in
dropped?
it's in a part of town where there are several little corporate industrial parks. So you could be dropped off like, a quarter mile from there and be going to any one of half a dozen buildings.
Okay, so we do that. I give the driver a bonus of whatever would be reasonable. I don't know if it's a whole mega or I don't. Not really understanding what would be.
Fund his college
Yeah, well,
education.
basically multiply it by 10.
Okay. All right.
Whatever you would tip the guy today, multiply by 10.
All right.
That's how many credits.
So we give him like 1,000 credits then.
Okay.
So is that too much? You think that's excessive? It'd be like $100, right? So you tip the guy 100.
If he doesn't keep quiet for that, I'll kill him.
Yeah, like we load the bags, like he doesn't touch anything. Like he pulls up, gets like opens up the door, and I'm like, no, we got
Not
it.
necessary.
Pop the hatch,
Pop the hatch, bro.
There's an extra 1,000 for you in it if you never saw us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this ride is off the books. Oh, those assholes, they fucking canceled on me. The guy was drunk. He was a dick.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's what you say.
And the guy says, wink, wink, say no more.
As long as you never say that ever again, yes.
So yeah, they pull into like, you know, a dark alley off in the woods in the brush or whatever, like fucking black face paint, you know, obviously no patches, no wallets, no, you know,
Montage of
anything.
prep.
Yeah.
Right on. I think it's time for me to pull up the tactical map.
All right. You know, Nash has the thing. He's not wearing the thing, but he has it. Because I think it would be too distracting.
What thing is it?
The Lobot thing.
Oh, yes.
Fucking,
Yes. Nice. Yeah.
we are all hot. These motherfuckers tried to kill me once already, so I give no fucks.
All right. Yeah, look this.
We were there. So brains rolled to see if we could remember a good place to set up Duke on an Overwatch position.
Would we have like the layout of the area from Rogers's drones?
You've got some of it, like up here on the screen. You can see that there's light woods surrounding most of the building, and that parking lot turns into a driveway just off the map, which is a long, winding, barely 2-lane road up the hill from a corporate industrial park. So there's lots of tree cover around, and it's kind of hilly.
On a hill sounds good if you can get a clear shot.
Yeah, right. Like get yourself some elevation, son.
Okay,
I mean,
let's assume if we can, because there's exits on all sides of the building. Let's assume if we can that you guys will come out the same door you did last time. That's the lower left.
Okay.
Right? And we can put him on a hill down there.
Oh,
Okay.
Cool. Yes.
Is it too late to say that maybe we would have had Rogers like send drones up before we got there? Or would that probably not be feasible?
Rogers will bring a drone with him. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, maybe we could do like a quick scan to like pick the best spot before we get there. Like as we're coming up, he's flying drones out.
Okay. You don't see a whole lot inside the building. Most people, of course, have gone home. There is one patrol truck. It has one security guard in it. It is tooling around the parking area, and then you can see to the west side of the building and sort of to the northeast side. There's those two little round. Those are actually security towers. There's at least one man in each of those.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like Duke could probably take both those guys out if need be.
Well, you take one for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, on the side that he's going to be on. If we... Fuck, they got a pretty good field of view. And it's like 2:00 in the morning, right? I mean, we're doing this like way under cover of the night.
It's whatever time you want it to be.
Do they have lights that go to the north and west, which would be like the back hump of the building? Are there lights out that way?
There are lights out that way, yes, and they move, so they pan across the area and then pan back again.
Okay.
What if we just went straight in? I mean, is that just something that's not through the front, to the door we're gonna get out of? Because that would seem like the straightest shot out. I mean, it'll be the straightest shot in, I would think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so go in on the side that Duke is going to be set up on?
Yeah. He's covering our ingress, I guess is the word.
Okay, Little Kim says, me and Tom, we're both trained in martial arts. The best way to put us to use is to let us buy you time to get wherever you need to be. So keep us in front a little bit, and we'll try to split the Red Sea for you.
All right. Those doors were open during the day. We're probably going to need Julio to help us get in.
Yeah, I feel like we go as stealthy as we possibly can until we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, stealth up to the door and kind of like try to time the lights. So we'll sit and wait, for 10 minutes and try to get the time of the lights on that bottom left corner.
Got it.
And, make a break as the lights are apart, freeze behind a building, whatever, as they come together again.
Nice.
If there doesn't look like anybody's walking, they're just relying on the guy in the tower.
Okay, what is your stealth score?
I have a +1.
Me too.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you the +1 for managing the movement of the group as a unit. Go ahead, and this will be a grace plus your stealth roll, and I'm gonna make this for Nash.
Okay.
Because he's basically acting as commander here.
6, 6, and a 5, so 7.
Whoa. That's very nice. You guys are wherever you want to be on that map.
I think we're right up on the door.
Okay.
So we're out of the view of that tower that's in that little nook there.
Yep.
We're up on the building, so maybe the lights don't come like right up to the building. They're kind of sweeping away. He pulls out the cybernetic thing.
Okay, and right now, by the way, the dude in the van is way over at the east side of the parking lot. He'll be coming this way in about a minute and a half.
Okay, so he gets on the comm to Julio. He's like, "I'm by the door. I got I'm booted up. What's my number? Give me the magic number."
Okay, pull open the green menu in your upper right.
Okay, reaches out.
Take the face panel off the electronic device.
Okay, reaches in, pulls out like a little fucking screwdriver. Is like, okay.
Okay, I want you to look at what you're seeing. Can you give me a little bit of light?
He like leans in a little bit closer. They probably have like the red flashlight, right? So like he's got he tells Reggie, he's like, "Give me the flashlight, put your hand over it."
There you go. I got it. Yeah.
Okay, now I want you to look through the series of images in that upper right menu. Stop when you see the same configuration that you're looking at.
So I guess he's flicking with a finger.
Yep.
Yes, flick. Wait, is it? No.
Okay, you're pretty sure this is the right one right here.
Yep.
Okay, good. That's an easy 140. Let's take that yellow wire out first. On the lower left side of that round metal thing, there's a yellow wire. See it?
Yep, I got it. Pulls out
Okay.
the tweezers.
You're gonna cut that one first.
All right.
Kiss cable.
I also have a +1 to electronics, if that helps at all.
It may at some point.
Okay.
Okay, so you clip that wire, and then you see a bunch of numbers start spinning backwards on this little LED thing. And Julio goes, "Whoops."
What the fuck do you mean? Oops.
Whoops.
Wrong model. Okay, hang on. Look, get a clear view. Get a clear view.
Give me more light. Give me more light.
Page down one more. Page down one
Watch
more.
for the van.
Flip.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to shoot this thing.
What?
It's not the model I thought it was. It's a lot better security than I thought it was.
Fuck.
Oh shit! Reggie shoots it with his silenced.
All right. Roll the die. Don't roll one.
Okay, just do like stay. Okay, Grace.
Just roll. Yeah.
Oh, 2 5s.
Okay.
+2 for my gun.
Okay. So you've shot it open, and
Very
the door
silent.
and the door swings open just a little bit. That did make you think it sounded loud. I mean, to you it sounded loud.
Yeah. So Nash like sticks his finger in the door, and like pulls it open a little bit more and like tries to peek down the hallway to see if they can see anything?
Oh yeah, definitely. Reggie would be doing the same too. Just like we're doing like stealthy maneuvers, like go forward, stop, look, and all that, whatever, all that stuff.
You guys get the door open, and Little Kim and Tom go crouching with their guns drawn up ahead of you guys. They go halfway down the hall. They look left and right. They don't see anything. They go the rest of the way down the hall, and then you hear somebody shout, and it's not one of them.
God damn it.
He goes in, closes the door.
Okay, is everybody going in at this point?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're already in. We're not going to leave them burned. So.
Oh, heck no, yeah.
Okay.
But we're certainly going to use the distraction.
Somebody shouts, "Who's that? Stop right there!" And you see Tom and Little Kim bolt off to the left. So they go down around that circular hallway. They're going in a clockwise direction.
All right.
All right. Just a couple seconds later, you see two guys run past, following Tom and Kim, and they do not look in your direction.
We make a beeline for was there stairs or is just the elevator?
You never found any stairs.
Yeah, it was like an elevator situation.
Okay. Nash goes right
It's like, I get in the elevator.
yeah, he goes right for the elevator.
Nice.
All right, there are no humans on the ground floor, but there is a receptionist bot which spins in your direction and says, "Hello, welcome to Somnambula." Starts giving you an introductory spiel as you run through that center area, through the double doors, down the little hallway, to another pair of double doors where you see the elevator ahead of you.
Cool. As they, as they breach each door, like he's looking left, looking right. He's got gun out, down to the ground.
Reggie too. Heck yes. Maneuvers, streak forward. Stop.
You hear Kim saying, "We're coming back around. Are you good?"
Are we good? Are we in?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, they're in the outer ring, and you're now in the inner ring.
Or the inner ring. Yeah, we're good.
So
we're good.
In theory, you should be good.
Yep.
She says, "Shit, I don't know how long we can stay in here." And just then you hear a shot fired.
Damn it. Well, once we get clear,
the elevator doors open.
Oh, shit.
Fuck, hold him as long as you can. Kill him if you have to. Get the fuck out if you need to.
Roger.
In the elevator.
His name is Nash.
Right. Button number
3.
Button number 3.
Shit.
As the elevator reaches the 3rd floor and the doors open, you hear another shot being fired from downstairs.
Fuck. It's going to be hard getting out of here, Reggie.
Bento's going to be really pissed if they die.
Yeah, well, they're on their own time.
You know where you're going. Let's go. I've got your 6.
Yeah, it wasn't real far. So, yeah, if nobody's there, the door's open. He, pokes his head out, looks each way.
Oh, yeah.
And then, makes a beeline for the door that she was at.
Stealth maneuver operation protocol and things.
You make it to the door just north of the blue room. And you do see a person in there. And it is Susie. She's sitting at the desk. She's got her back to you. And she's watching some sort of little screen thing on the desk.
What the?
Shit. All right, it's her.
Wait.
So, what?
What is she doing?
I don't know. She's fucking watching a thing. Like, we got to get her out.
Was she like working here?
I don't know.
Let's go. Go. I'll cover you. I'll cover the back.
So he pulls the thing back around and, he's like, all right, I'm up here. I got it on. Get me the right one this time.
All right, open up that second menu on the left, the yellow one.
All right.
All right, flip through there. You're looking for the same configuration. See that rectangle in the upper right, and the size of that rectangle in relation to that disc below it. Look for that.
Okay. All right.
Hacking mini game. I love it.
This one?
You think you found the right one. He
Okay.
says,
Can I make an electronic?
I'm gonna
on
need
my
to,
end?
I'm gonna download a signal to you. I want you to insert the key card. There's a key card that he gave you before. Forgot to mention it. I'm gonna program that key card. You insert it, but it's gonna take a minute.
Fuck, I don't know if we have a minute.
God, we
You
don't.
see a little status bar creeping across your vision as he's feeding the file to you. And then you're supposed to transfer it to the key card. And it looks like it's about 80%, 90%.
And a dice roll.
At that moment, you hear an alarm go off. It surrounds the entire building. And then it says 100%.
Do it.
Go,
He
go, go,
clicks
go,
the
go.
button, punches the thing, whatever he's got to do.
You switch an icon from your field of vision down to the card. That loads the card. Then you swipe the card through the door lock. The door lock turns from red to green. And you may now turn the handle on the door.
Let's go.
Click.
Get in.
Opens the
Close
door. He just takes one step in and he's like, Susie?
Susie spins around with shock on her face. Her mouth drops open. Nash? What?
Are you okay?
What are you doing here? Is this real?
Yeah, we're here to get you out.
Oh, God.
Reggie, where are you?
I'm by the door, just sort of, I'm trying to watch out, but I'm also trying to listen in. It's not a huge room, right?
It's a very small room, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm like literally at the door in case of if somebody's coming into the door, I'm going to start firing, but I'm also paying attention to Nash, kind of like looking back and forth, trying to listen into their conversation, but be, on edge as well.
Okay, you hear the elevator doors opening.
Elevator doors, Nash.
In.
Grab
Close
her.
you in, and he closes the doors, not all the way.
Okay.
Like,
No,
just
okay.
hold the doors. Don't let
I'm
it close.
holding it. I'm holding the line here, but we have to get her and get out. We don't have a lot of time.
Down.
I'm down. I did it. I'm down.
So he's got the door like almost all the way closed. We're both down below the level of the window, and I'm just like, we've got to get you out of here.
Susie's like, Jack, Nash, I never asked for your help. You're not supposed to be here. You probably set my therapy back for months. What are you doing here? What made you think it's okay for you to come here? I've worked so hard to just put you out of my mind.
And he's just like somebody just stabbed him to death. Like he's just like he doesn't even have anything to say.
At that moment, you hear a little knock on the door.
Nash.
I just look at you like I don't even have anything to say. I'm like,
I look at Susie like, and answer the door. I guess. Wait. So there's a knock. Is it like just like a just a regular knock? No. I mean, Reggie's not gonna say anything. Actually, nope. He's just gonna sit on his haunches, ready, like with a gun trained at the door.
You hear a voice from the other side of the door. It sounds like the deep voice of a well-traveled gentleman.
I hate well-traveled gentlemen.
He says, I'm sure you realize that there is no escaping for you.
I think Nash is fucking checked out. Like, this is not at all what he had expected. He just like looks at her like I don't understand. What did they do to you?
She looks at you. Her hand goes to her mouth. Her eyes get wide. She's trying to process what's going on, and the door behind you is slowly pushed open. Standing there is Dr. Ingwe Cordoba and 4 security guards, all with weapons trained on you. He says, now are we going to discuss this like civil gentlemen?
Nash.
He just he looks at Cordoba. He looks at her.
Are you leaving this to Reggie?
I want to say no.
Your mind is telling you no, but your body is telling you yes. Right? Is that what I'm hearing?
I
die.
he just I think he just like just puts his hands up. So like the rifle is on a fucking combat sling. And like, he's got the rifle and he's like, look at her, and he just like just puts his hands up, like just out to the sides, not like up, but like, what the fuck?
I'm glad you could make such a reasonable conclusion. If you, and he looks at Reggie, if you don't mind, he's gesturing for you to put your weapon down.
Reggie looks very torn and frustrated. He's puts his eyes on Nash and just shakes his head and just puts the gun down. And can I take a grenade out?
Can you? Yeah, you can.
And pull the pin and hold the trigger.
Oh, you mean can you do that with no one noticing?
No, I want to do it, and I want to try to use it to say I'm going to blow all of us up unless you let us leave.
Oh.
Well, they might. Anyway, I mean, you do your character as you do your character, but I mean...
Oh, you're saying... So, wait, because maybe John has the wrong read on the situation. I'm thinking that this is it, or are you saying that there's going to be like another... Like they're not going to just down right now?
No, the only person he has telepathy with is Julio right now.
You're right.
All right. Well, in that case, maybe I'll just... All right. Reggie looks torn and pissed, and he puts the gun down and puts his hands up too.
I mean, so the gun is still on me because it's on a sling, but I have my hands like out to the sides. I assume your gun is probably the same way.
I just lower it. Yeah.
Okay. I assume Julio can hear everything that's going on then?
If you haven't closed your mic.
Yeah, I haven't. I probably still had the thing on.
Mm-hmm. So Cordova comes into the room and he says, listen, Mr. Nash, is it? I recognize that you've gone to great deal infiltrating my business here on not one but two occasions. I recognize that this woman here probably seems to mean something worth a great deal to you. However, as she will tell you herself, and here he looks at Susie, she's looking back at him. She wants no part of you. You made your decision. Susie's eyes are filled with tears. She says, I saw you in the dream world. You didn't help me.
Oh, God.
And Dr. Cordova has explained what that means. And it's okay, John. Jack, rather, I should say.
Well,
it's okay, Jack. You don't have to be with me. I was putting all my eggs in one basket, and I might have moved too fast, but you're free to do with your life what you want to do. And I've finally gotten past that. I know that there was nothing you could do for me.
He's looking at her, he's tears, looking at her, and he looks back at him and he says, I don't believe you, to him. He said, I saw how she was before you came and snatched her up. She was a zombie.
I will admit that there were some difficulties with our experiment, and I will admit that it was surprising and potentially useful that you happened to be available for the services we required at the time. I regret causing any damage to this woman, and we have already made amends with each other. She's now willfully serving as an exploratory research assistant in helping us figure out how to pinpoint this exact ability that she has. Her dreams have a capacity which does not seem to be standard, and she's going to send our research into the next generation. She's being paid well for her time and her work. And aside from that, your personal relationship, well, it's none of my business. But as we've discussed, and he looks at Susie again, and she looks back at him, she's not denying anything he says. That's part of her life that she's left behind. You had a chance in that dream world to fix everything and put it back the way it was. You didn't do that.
We didn't know what to do. You sent us there, and you stole something from her. You broke something from inside of her. How was I supposed to fix it? We went back, and everything was just wrong. We tried. We did what we could to try to save her, to try to put things back the way they were.
He's
You
shaking
weren't
his
truthful.
head. Mr. Nash, the dream worlds of beyond are something that we cannot completely comprehend with our waking mind. Who's to say what is symbolic of what and on what level? Were you part of the dream before you entered it?
And yet you interfered. You're meddling in things you just claim yourself you don't even understand.
There are kinks to be worked out of the system, for sure. And yet, again, Susie and I have come to an agreement. Actually, he doesn't refer to her as Susie. Her last name is Garp. He calls her Miss Garp, yeah.
And how do I know that you don't have some control over her now that is making her say the things that she says? You've already said that she's an experiment, a test subject for you.
At this point, it's Susie who speaks, and she says, Jack, I was a test subject, and he's explained to me his nature of the deal with the university. But here's what you don't understand. This man has put psychotherapy so far forward that there are few braver and more meaningful things I can do that could contribute to this research. Now, it turns out I have some sort of ability, Jack. My dreams have a level of reality that most people's don't. And I've decided to use that in the pursuit of the psychological field, as was my calling. You have no right to stand in the way of that, Jack. When you came into that dream a second time, you might have put things back the way they were. But you didn't. And that means everything, Jack.
But we tried. I didn't know how. We didn't know what to do.
I've moved on. I suggest you do the same.
Oh my God.
He hangs his head, and then he looks up at her, eyes red, tears streaming down his face. He says, Was any of it ever real?
Jack, I might have pushed you too fast. I might have assumed some things. It was real when it was. But I'm not that girl anymore.
He just visibly sags, and his head drops, and he just shakes his head.
Oh.
Cordoba puts his hand on your shoulder and turns you as though preparing to guide you out of the room. Come, gentlemen. I think you've seen all you need to see.
Reggie just sticks with Nash.
I think Nash lets him lead him out. As they clear the door, he looks back to her, just to see whether or not there's any, change in recognition, or if, like she changes as he leaves, or just unbelieving.
When you turn around, she's looking straight at you, and she gives a single shake no of her head.
Then that's it. And then he's out. He's just out.
As you guys are escorted downstairs, Cordoba lets you know that he will not be filing any formal reports with the authorities over this incident, which I hope we can all put behind us. I believe that these people. As the elevator doors open, there's your other people there. They've got 4 more security guards with guns on them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, little Kim, thank God.
Nobody was hurt.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of like looks up, just like looks at them and just like, shakes his head. His head drops back down. Like he's glad that they're safe, but it's not. Order of processing is not like coherent at the moment.
God damn it.
With guns in your backs, you're all walked down the hallway you came through and the door you came in. And he says, don't worry about the expense. We'll just all put this behind us, shall we?
He just like silently nods and just walks away. Just like walks away from everybody.
You guys are walking out into the darkness. Cordoba and his guards are standing in the doorway. They're not following you into the parking lot. They're just sort of watching you leave. Little Kim sort of punches you in the back, John. She's like, I thought this was for love.
He takes it. Like she gives him a fucking kidney shot and he just like falls down to his knees.
She's so powerful.
No, I didn't mean she hit you hard enough to hurt you.
She could. I think it's better.
yeah.
All right. She hurt you a little bit.
Yeah, so he stumbles and
it's like
falls
raw strength. It's like that just raw strength.
Yeah, and he just kind of stays there on his knees.
God. All right. Look, Nash, I understand, but we've got to keep moving. We've got to move away from this right now. We can talk about it. We can regroup in a different location, but you can't stay here right now.
The fuck is there to talk about now? Who fucking cares now? Like, what difference does it make?
Well, what? What difference does what make?
Any of it. What does any of it make?
Look, I understand what just happened in there is going to sort of cause you a bit of distress, but I think if we can get out of here with our lives right now without any issues, I think we can discuss other options you know what you know about this place.
Apparently, I don't know anything. I never knew anything. None of it even fucking mattered.
Oh, I think, though, that there is some truth to some of the things that you were saying, except that maybe she really is lost and we should be tackling this from a different angle.
He just, he disengages again.
This is why I want to get away, get out of the area, get you away from this thinking differently.
Like, you physically have to pick him up back to his feet.
I physically pick you up off the ground and put you over my shoulder in a fireman's carry, and we leave the area. Where's that blasted lift driver?
I think that's where we leave you guys. Getting picked up by your lift driver down at the corporate park.
Oh, man. The jigsaw puzzle that is Nash will need to be put back together.
I'm telling you, I'm having palpitations over here fucking playing this game right now.
That's rough.
All right.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
I assume you walk us to wherever call. Like, it doesn't matter at this point. Like, they can pick us up in the fucking parking lot. Like, it doesn't matter now. But you like throw me back on the ground, and he just stays like wherever you put him. He doesn't
We're
engage
all out
with
there,
anybody.
like fully geared, just like just like with his weapons, just waiting for the lift driver. like bandoliers with grenades on them. Like, oh, you should be here soon, right? Yeah, you should be. They're usually pretty quick, am I right? Yeah.
I'm assuming somebody called Duke. It was like, "Hey, you want to come back around? Like, it's chill. Don't shoot anybody."
So all you guys are
just kind of like come on down the hill.
Yeah, you've all got headset microphones.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right.
Damn, bro.
Nash puts in for like all of his weeks of paid vacation from dark matter.
Oh yeah, he just started the job 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen now.
Maybe you'll do that classic thing and throw yourself into your work.
Well, either that or he gets fucking cirrhosis in the next week.
Oh.
No. Reggie, Reggie's going to step in and not allow you to fall back into the bottle. At least he's going to try.
I think you're going to have to, because I think that's exactly where he's going.
Oh, no, yeah. I think Reggie's kind of sensitive to that now because he really does feel bad about the other night. So he's going to do what he can to try to stop you from relapsing.
Yeah, well, I mean, they can't go out while they're
either
geared
way.
up.
Yeah. Gut punch.
Yeah.
For player and character.
Yeah. Shit.
All right, I still don't know that I believe it, but
I don't think Reggie believes it. I think it's just maybe she might be low. They're still doing some shit, but she might be lost. That might be fine. But still, like maybe it's not so much anymore about like, oh, we need to get Susie. It's more like we need to sort of get to the bottom of what they're doing. You know, like even if Susie's lost, they're still peering into people's dreams and using that to, I mean,
and what about those guys in the blue room?
Yeah, right. The Jello mold guys, the guys who
what
are.
The hell is that about?
Right. There is more. Yeah. So I think Reggie isn't broaching those subjects yet, but Nash is going to try to convince him when he's sort of like feeling better about things that it's still a worthwhile pursuit. Just maybe it takes on a different meaning at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, I mean, she's completely lost him. Whether or not that's who she truly is, that's who they have her convinced who she is. Yeah. So there's no way to ever, in Nash's estimation, there would be no way to come about that. Like if they have her convinced that that's what it is, then that's what it is, regardless of whether or not underneath is, if she's conditioned that way now because of whatever shit had happened.
Right.
That, you'd be like, oh, we're going to sue because she was kidnapped. And she's like, no, I wasn't kidnapped. I'm working here. They pay me now. Like there's no...
Right. You don't have a leg to stand on right now with that. So it's new angles.
Yeah, like Bento said several times, if you could give us evidence of a crime, then at least we would have some sort of reason. But no, it looks like they've taken that away.
Yeah, they've covered their at the very least they've covered their tracks, but not for 1 second does Reggie believe that it's like legit, like it's a legit thing.
Yeah, and in his heart of hearts, he doesn't believe it. But, well, I guess we'll have to see how that all plays out.
Yeah. Damn. Well, that was a lot of fun.
I know, right?
It'll be good to play some regular DayTrippers games with.
Yeah, it's like gut punching. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get you working. We're gonna get you back to work. We're gonna do what you love. We're gonna go into some dreams. We're gonna fuck with some people's minds. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna be great.
And you could have a whole day tripping career without even going to any dream worlds if that was something that bothered you. I mean, there's known planets and unknown planets and the multiversal cow. There's alternate Earths and the past and the future. There's all sorts of crazy shit.
Right. I mean, I don't think Nash would care one way or the other. Like, at this point, he doesn't care about anything, so it doesn't matter. His only thing with the dream world was that we were in her specific thing, because on Arret, it didn't bother him so much. Like, I mean, the whole urine thing maybe was probably a bit much, but
that was great.
But just being in a dream world in and of itself, on the other end of this, I don't think would bother him one way or the other.
Okay.
Especially if there was a clear, like, oh, we're providing security for, Joe Blow as they go, pick purple pansies and, they've got whatever.
Oh, man. That's kind of...
Well, I don't know. Flowers might be bad. I don't know. That might be a bad trigger, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. As a point of game stuff, do we want to have Drake try to jump into the next session then?
I think we can do that. We should talk with Drake, express some like whatever you guys feel you might use as a team member or a counterpart or whatever. I didn't put a whole lot of detail into, Duke, Kim, and Julio. So there's a possibility if Drake wanted to play one of those people, that would automatically put him on your team. I think I'll withhold Tom Rogers as an NPC, but the other three, we know so little about them that any one of them could become a PC.
Sure.
So that's a possibility. Or we can always have somebody transferred out and somebody else transferred in. I would like to give Drake some flexibility to define his character. Yeah. Because, like, the last thing I would want him to do is create a character geared toward this Susie story.
Yeah.
Right. And then the Susie story ends, and why am I here?
Right. Yeah, I mean, if ultimately we're going to end up working for Dark Matter, I mean, him being some type of, maybe one of those characters or whatever, maybe Julio goes because he can't shoot for shit.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Nash in like a fit. Yeah, Nash replaces him on the team.
Just like straight up slaps the shit out of him.
He goes to the bench and he's like,
I don't know what you were thinking giving me Julio.
This whole thing is over. I want to bring in my own guy. Get Julio out of here.
Yeah. But there's probably other things, right? Like, so he could be an embed journalist if he wanted to, sort of like puff up, Dark Matter and like, instant good press no matter what,
Yeah.
Or he could be
PR department.
He could be like any kind of specialist might possibly have some reason to exist within the Dark Matter structure. It might be a rookie who they want to give some experience in day tripping.
Nice.
Or someone who's just mustered out of the military and maybe they happen to know you.
Right.
Put in a good word for them and get them hired, maybe.
Yeah, you can.
Now, I'm trying to stay open here because I don't know what kind of character Drake might want to play.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can do all that in the message thread. We'll.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kick around some things. We'll get another game scheduled for next month and kind of see where this all shakes out.
Right on.
Cool. Very cool. Awesome game.
That was awesome. A lot of fun.
Always a lot of fun. This
is usual. Yeah, always looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it's cool to be able to play someone who's like so completely broken, like 3/4 of the time.
Broken, and now it's like it's just worse.
There's a possibility for another life shaper in here. I mean,
hell yeah.
you know, I could see Nash deciding he's never going to have a relationship with a woman ever again. Right? Some shit like that.
Yeah. Something. I mean, he's further broken. So
I will never love again.
yeah, I mean, and that might make sense. Like, because and the whole bitch of it is like he wasn't like super invested before, and then
Right.
crazy shit happened, and it was like, oh wait, what? And then to find out she was pregnant and everything else, like that's the whole.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is a mind fuck at this point.
Yeah.
And now she works for him. Great.
Part of me was tempted just to fucking put a bullet in his head.
You were.
I was on the edge of it. We're not. I'm gonna blow this fucking room up right now.
Yeah, I was. I think the way that I've played him made more sense for him to break than to be violent.
Good choice.
Uh-huh.
I mean, because he hasn't, like in any of the things, he hasn't gone violent. You know what I mean? It's more introspective, introverted.
Yeah.
Personal. Usually it's Reggie who flies off the handle, and Nash is trying to calm him down.
Yeah.
I was close, but I think it was just seeing Nash's reaction kind of.
Like, I wouldn't have been upset if you'd have done it.
Yeah.
But
it was, I mean, literally it was just going to be, it's like, just to me, it ended up sounding kind of silly, just realizing that this wasn't like a, look, we're going to shoot you down right now thing. Because that was what I had thought initially. And I was like, well, I'm going to pull out a grenade and do the whole, I'm going to drop the grenade if you don't let us go thing. But yeah, no, I think it worked out great the way it happened.
Yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't have been disappointed, but when he was like, "Oh, well, let's have a conversation."
Yeah.
I mean, because we were still armed and capable.
Yep.
So, I mean, if push came to shove, we'd have gotten somebody.
Yeah, right. How many can we take down? And I'm definitely taking aim between Mr. Somnambula's eyes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff. Looking forward to to finding out about the new character with Drake.
It'll change the dynamic a little bit too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. Well, thanks for running.
Yeah, thank you very much for running. It was awesome.
Thank you for playing. I'm sorry to stomach punch you so hard, man. But...
It was perfect.
So was that the plan the whole time, or is this like come down to like dice rolls and like maybe she is, maybe she isn't, or whatever? Like if you want to give us like a little dip behind the screen, you don't have to. I mean, it's not really resolved, so maybe you don't want to.
I kind of don't want to because it may or may not be resolved, and I prefer to leave things in may or may not territory.
Okay.
But I will tell you that aside from a couple dice rolls, I try to make, as much as possible, I try to make my decisions based on what I see coming out of you. And when I'm playing an NPC and trying to make decisions for them, I have to filter that down to what they see coming out of you. So when I'm role-playing Susie's decision, I'm trying to think of only the you that she saw. I'll tell you that,
Okay. All right. Fair. Cool. Well, yeah, it was a blast. I always love playing this game because it's really a mind fuck when it comes down to it. So.
You thought it was Buckaroo Banzai. It ended up being Gallipoli.
Yeah. I figured it was going to be a fight to get out. Even if she was coming, that we probably would have lost at least one person. Because you got to make it's like a TV show. Like not everybody can always get out. So I figured
who's wearing the red shirt.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't think it would be Tom, so I figured it, or maybe that would even be better, right? Because we bonded with Tom, so that's the guy that's gonna do it, right? Like,
Right.
But we have to remember not to bond with any NPCs.
that's okay. Nash will never bond with anyone again.
Oh no! Oh no!
I try to avoid using that trope because it is kind of a trope. It's like as soon as you bond with an NPC, the GM is going to either take them away or turn them into a backstabbing son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from that as a trope. I like to give players a mix of NPCs. Some of them have your back. Some of them are secretly fucking you, and some could go either way.
Yeah. I mean, like in this scenario, I think it would have worked. Like even though it's a trope, if we'd have fought our way out, it would have made sense. Like especially with Nash's fragile personality to like lose someone else who's gotten close. Like it would have made perfect sense.
Oh yeah, that would really put him over the edge.
Yep.
Oh shit! All right. Oh, cool. Well, we had a couple of people jumping into the chat today, so that was cool.
Nice.
It's always fun when there's
Hello,
people
chatters.
checking us out. So thanks for tuning in and checking that out.
I'll have to figure out, what do? Do you have like your oh, you must, okay.
I have two computers.
How do I view? Okay, perfect. All right. Maybe I'll have to put it on my phone next time. You can
well, I mean, I don't leave a browser up on the laptop because it makes it slower. So I have the desktop set for the chat and the live stream, and then I'm in the Hangout on the laptop. But you could, if you had a browser open, behind your Hangout window, you could.
Oh, right.
Both at the same time.
Cool. I'll have to try that out.
Yep. Cool.
Right on. Thank you for playing, you guys.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you for running.
I'll catch you out there.
All right. See ya. All right, everybody. Thanks for checking this out. If you like what you hear, click the likes and subscribes all over. We're all over social media: Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. You name it, we're there. So give us a follow there. If you could leave us a review or just a rating on iTunes or Podchaser, whatever your podcatcher of choice, that's fantastic. We totally appreciate it. John is now running his own podcast. I don't have the name in front of me. John, what's your podcast?
Oh, geez. It's Tales of Blood and Stone, the Shadow of the Demon Lord actual play.
There you go.
You have to do that. Thank you.
But I want to do that. So check out John's stuff. I'll throw a link in the show notes for that if you want to check that out. They've got 2 episodes in the can so far. So
every other week, every other Friday release right now.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're plugging Bird's Coffee in our game as we are wont to do. So,
Legendary Brew.
If you want to check out the Legendary Brew, we don't have the cool labels yet. Come on, Neil, you got to get labels out there. But you can go to tinyurl.com/Legendary Brew, or just follow the link in the show notes, or click the tab on the homepage. That's legendsoftabletop.com. We appreciate you guys checking it out, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.